Okay, we're up and ready to go. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, after being surprised by the appearance of Vork's father, led to your location by a newcomer named Jeremiah. Am I saying that correctly? I don't think I am.
To be honest, I mean Jeremiah or Jeremiel, or I don't know. I
Sure.
honestly don't know the actual pronunciation of it.
By a
If you're
stranger to your
using an
group.
angel's name, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to mispronounce it.
Eh, I
Variant.
wasn't a Christian, so there you go.
Uh, Set back out into the Phoenix's cave in hopes to resurrect the celestial creature. J Money and Thenirin opted to wait outside, and Flint set the Phoenix core, one of two apparently, into the ashes left behind by its death. You waited, but nothing seemed to happen, at least not immediately. Lysarian Torin's runes began glowing of their own accord, and Lysari told you to step aside as she moved up into the ashes, and upon her touching of the core, the Phoenix regenerated using the rune's magic as a spark of sorts. Taking the egg you offered from the pile of ashes and flying away, presumably to find a new lair. That is when Lysere decided to clear the air with your party. Both she and Torin being blamed for what was happened to Vorik. Since Ugvor has made the most Snyder marks, he was the main focus of her anger. She pointed out that aside from the fact that Vork's execution was just a punishment for his murder of one of her people in her lands and just upon her walls, Ugbor's own logic was really right, and Vork's strength in defeating John was flawed, since John was under her protection and strength, much like how your group members are sometimes protected by Ugbor's strength. In an effort to meet Ugbor halfway and settle the matter, or even just help him work out his rage, she offered a 1v1 test of strength, but Ugbor declined. With the matter somewhat settled, Lysari asked your group to help in the upcoming conflict. She'll be busy developing battle plans to protect her forest and the cities within with her grandfather and council. So she asked that your group plunder Dergma's den to look for possible weapons that might help since you're headed there anyway, at least sometime in the future. She also offered to take Vorik's father to safety, and Flint's family as well upon his request. Upon this revelation, it is a point of note that we should say that even though Flint lit the black flame candles, he in fact was not a virgin, which makes Pell's assertion even more suspect.
I've had sex.
She and Torin then left immediately for Cliff Crag with Thenirin, and left Jeremiel to stay behind, joining your party. Your group made camp. Before falling asleep, Gurki asked to be pulled through the bag for a conversation. While asking him for advice on Dergma's Den, you finally sought the truth in his draconic form, and straight from the dragon's mouth regarding his true form, he drew out his draconic self in an aspect that at least one of you could perceive. He draws out for you. He draws out for you on a piece of paper where you can find Dergma's Den, discussed a few more things with you, settled your contracts, shredding them and asking you as friends to continue helping him as the last of this life, this version of his lives, comes to a close. Phelan, the word you've been researching, turns out to be the name of the Elves' ruling family, or what was the ruling family until about 1,000 years ago, when the name of the line seems to have been wiped from existence. Setting out for the morning, stumbling upon Vongren's stacks at Cliff Craig, fresh from having finally told Lysari what he's been holding back since your first meeting, in which the pair was kind of upset with him. Reasonably so. Except, apparently, Lysari herself, whose human father was secretly of elven ancestry from the line of Phelan, through the elf named Neum, the daughter and heir of the last Phelan king, as well as the founder of the Secret Peace 1,000 years ago. This woman, and her own rune-bound gifted fox, tried to safely funnel her people to the south of what is now Rowanwood during the last Alcaster War, during the previous human empire. Before heading back into the fray, leaving word with her first secret keepers on what to tell her infant son, the result of her affair with a human male, and with Ceres' apparent ancestor. She did not return. Vongren seems to believe Nia might have just left something for her heir at the memory tree before her assumed death, but he has no idea what it could be or how to access it. Lysaria and Torin, he says, were furious at his deception and the consequences it had upon the people they loved, which he says he deserved. And just before your party arrived, all that resolved. With all this information, your group sets out to buy some animals to help you transit across Falonkort into whatever destination you find most prudent. Now, you stand in front of one of the outskirted stables in the city of Cliffcrag. You have purchased, I believe it was 2 horses and 2 griffins.
And no ponies.
And no ponies or donkeys, even.
God damn it.
So, that being established, your stable master that you have paid money for already for these animals is gathering your animals into an isolated corral for transition. And not really taming. These are domesticated animals. But for taming and training you guys for your beasts of burden that you have acquired. Munson has...
Flint can't be tamed.
Munson has an owl in the air, surveying the area, and has taken note of a few individuals that are in this region nearby you. And you guys are, I think, speaking softly about what your plans are. And with that, what are you doing?
Hey, stable master.
Yes, just one moment. What can I do for you? And he's like wrapping rope around the neck of a griffin and trying to lead it into this pen.
So I'm trying to think of a good name for it. Is it a girl or a boy?
Hey, and he bends over a little bit. 2 females.
Neat.
Shame we can't breed them.
Your griffin is 2 females at once?
We have 2 griffins.
Oh, mine too. Okay.
Yep, sure, yep.
Jerry, Ugbor, you guys want anything?
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't think I need anything from the stables at this point in time.
What,
We're about to cross the desert, so you might need something.
Currently, there are 6 of you, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, we're missing Munson out of the Roll20 chat, or the Roll20 game, but there's 6 of you, and you have 4 animals. I know some of you said you were going to double up. The animals do come with a portion of food, but if you are planning to travel anywhere anywhere that's not a town, you would need to make sure you establish water and food for yourselves as well as your animals, and get any supplies you think you might need.
So I can make food and water.
I can scavenge for food, but that might be considerably harder in the desert.
Yeah.
I can make water, but you don't want to drink it.
That I can do, even in the desert. I have tricks.
I can make 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Well, sounds to me that we have our essentials done.
And I thought he smelled bad on the outside.
Now we might need some food for like the animals and stuff.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, the horses require feed, and the griffins, well, those might be a little bit hard.
How long do you think we'll be traveling? Stable master, what horses do we have here?
We have two ridges and the two griffins. The ridges are really groomed for heavier terrain, a lot of rock, mountainous areas. Is this what you prefer, or do you want something more of be sturdier for longer treks in, say, the wilds?
I think he said they had camels too.
They have camels?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have camels. A little bit more pricey,
Sure.
don't require as much food, but can certainly keep up.
Show me what you got.
And he gestures over to the main stables, outside of where he's at. He's still holding onto the reins, the generalized rope of the animals he's herding for you. But he gestures down the way to the larger area. Down there on the far side, if you see them, we have a couple of dromedaries and another one, I forget the breed, double humps, one hump. They vary a little bit, nothing major. They're still relatively young, full of energy. But they can be fitted with saddles, and they are fully domesticated.
And the price on one of them?
The camels are $350.
$350. Pale.
Quick fact, Dustin, I don't think they're that much. Because the griffins were 300.
Oh, were they? Okay, my mistake. What
Yeah.
you have notes from last time? I thought it
wanna
was.
say they're like 250.
Okay, I thought it was
don't-
253, 350, but I'll take your word for it. We can say 300.
Yeah. 'cause
But I
Clint
got
tried to
the
get them
act
like-
offended discount.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pale,
It's
buddy.
amazing how far you can go just by acting offended by something.
You've known me for a while now.
250. Here you go.
Thank you, sir. I'll be taking one of those camels.
Okay. Just one moment. Do you want one of the single hunt or the dual hunt?
Do two.
How much hump can you handle, Ugbor?
Yeah, I'll take two humps.
I find them much
Yeah.
easier to ride on. The singles you have to pick front or back, and it's a little awkward. Doing that, no problem. One moment. And he ties up the last of your four animals to different hitching posts in this offset front area, and then goes to retrieve a camel for Ugbor.
Jared, you want one? I don't care to give you a little bit of money for it.
No. What, a camel? How much was it, they said? 250 or something?
Or you can get a horse. Either one.
I mean, if you guys don't mind, I can double up someone.
Nose goes.
I am pushing it on this griffin with just me. Clint's down to his stomach.
Alright, how much were the horses again?
250.
250. Good lord, that is more than I have.
I got you.
But
Don't worry about it.
but it doubles your transient speed.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely, next town we stop into, I'll definitely try to earn some more money to help you.
Nah, it's just money. It's alright.
See, this is what I'm talking about, pal.
What?
Just being cool about stuff. How? Why?
I've seen a lot of shit in my life. It's ain't no point in getting caught up in like tiny things like money.
I think we've all seen a lot of shit in our life. Am I right, stable master?
More than fair, I assume. And he-
Not even a chuckle. Harsh, stable master.
And he pulls the camel up into the stables and gets it tied to a hitch. I was just a bit busy. I appreciate the joke, though. It was well intended. Okay, we have all of our things here. Oh, money for the camel, and he extends his hand.
I give him 500 for both of them.
All right. Excellent. So just so Dustin isn't mistaken, we have two griffins, 2 horses, and was it 1 camel or 2 camels?
I think they've both got one.
Okay. So 6 animals. Okay, and he walks over to the gate that leads into the small area. Everybody come in, watch your step. Not to trip, but you just don't step in anything you don't mean to step in. So, who is taking the 2 griffins?
Me. And this little guy.
Okay.
And I, yes.
Okay, Biggie
And I think
Smalls.
Vorik wouldn't. I think Vorik should be familiarized with Freckles as well. Just, you know, as my tail gunner.
Named yours already, have you?
Yeah,
Okay, well, just
I had one in mind.
Just initially, we'll start with 1 master per each beast. So we'll have big and small over here for the griffins on the right side. Who is getting the camels?
I think that'd be me and Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Okay, you 2 on the left side. That moves you 2, and he looks at Vort for a second and just kind of withdraws a little bit in the middle. All right, so you're going to be traveling with this beast, I assume, quite a while. They're easily, at least the horses and camels are easy to find food for themselves. If you let the griffins go a while without food, they will find food themselves and they won't come back. They are easy to fly, and they will gain very quickly on their freedom. So, that said, you are given portions of food. The horses need either grains or grasses or hay or something of that nature. They like vegetables, are fantastic. Great. Same thing with the camels. They like basically the same thing as horses. Griffins, however, the griffins require small animals. We've bestowed upon you some mice and weasels. They only need about 1 per day, but at least 1 weasel. If it's mice, you want to do a couple mice. But if you don't, again, they'll find their own. And they also don't keep very long because it's a rotting animal corpse. So you have to do your best to manifest that. Any questions or concerns about that?
Question for Dustin.
Yes.
What if I put him in my bag of holding?
If you put what in your bag of holding? The animal corpses?
Yeah.
You don't know, honestly. You've never experimented with that.
Hey, Flint,
Yes.
can you make like a little box to get cold? I don't know, I've seen these things in Cliff Craig from time to time. It's like a little box they put ice in, and it like preserves things.
Flint,
I like it.
Roll me a
I
history
like
check,
it.
Flint. It's our first roll of the game. History from Flint.
Just a second. Why is it not working?
Before we leave this outskirts, does there happen to be a bookstore by chance?
Dustin, do I know if there's a bookstore?
Pell, yeah, you'd be the most learned on this. Maybe you and Flint a little bit. But yeah, you know that there's a couple bookstores deeper in the city. Definitely not on the outskirts. On the outskirts in this area, it's mostly individual houses and then farms and developments.
Yeah, not really too much around here. I know towards like further in the city there is.
Oh.
There's the stacks way down into the keep itself.
Flint, with the history of 13, you do know that one of the many mentions that come out of your working neighborhood would be the cold box. You don't know the family or the person who makes them, but they are not too uncommon. They're not too hard to make either. Whoever this was that invented this is actually doing pretty well for themselves because of how easy it is to make, and the first one to make that kind of thing usually gets the larger cut of everything. Yeah, it involves enchanting some metal and like a chest of sorts. As long as it's a well-contained chest, it involves enchanting the wood with a modified cone of cold spell. Not too hard to get, not too expensive if you know where to look.
Excellent. I don't have that spell.
Me neither.
So, that's a drag.
Okay. Well, no questions on the animals. What we're going to have you do, and he walks along the line in front of you and hands each of you a bag. I have prepared a portion of food in all these bags. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys walk individually towards your own animals, very slowly and respectfully. Take note of their body language, see how they feel about you, approach as such, and try and give them food from one hand while you are reaching out and presenting an open palm with the other, and try to get close to the animals and see how they react.
Not well, apparently, for me.
So, yeah, well, I'll have everybody roll animal handling. That's Jeremiah. So have everybody roll animal handling to see how you approach the situation. And tell me anything if you have anything detailed you want to add or how you're approaching.
So Pel's going to get out like a little mouse, I guess. He'll grab it by the tail. And he'll walk up to it and he'll start like whistling like real low. Try to like see if it like catches his attention. And like if it looks over towards me, I'll like act like I'm going to throw it towards it.
Okay.
And let me roll.
For me, it's just trying to entice the camel with the food, and it's just, I don't know. I think it might sense the fact that I'm very spirity.
Okay.
I want to be like,
So
please help me. I want to give myself guidance for this.
okay. Nice.
Oh fuck yeah. That is, let me see, 19 altogether.
19 total. Okay. So we'll deal with the first three first. Jeremiah, you approach the animal, and your back is stiff. You look kind of like strong and confident as you walk up to the animal. You have the food in one hand out almost 90 degrees, and you're walking up to it smiling and acting like you know what you're doing. The camel does not seem to care until it smells the food. It eventually sees the food and just nonchalantly starts eating the food a little bit, and then without meaning to, it bites your hand. Otherwise doesn't care.
1 second. I'll be back
Yeah.
in a few seconds.
I take 1 point of damage.
Sure.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna miss my high HP count from Alfred.
Ugbor, what'd you say you did? Did you approach the animal?
Ugbor,
Mhm.
yeah, Ugbor just walks right up to that camel, and he looks it square in the eye, slowly, and then, never breaking eye contact, he just lifts the food up and offers it to the camel.
The camel watches you, and as you approach, it doesn't back down or anything. It's just staring back at you. And as you lift the food up to it, it holds your eye contact and lowers its head and starts eating cautiously.
I scratch at the top of its head.
Okay. It actually lets you, and yeah, you can consider yourself mutually acquainted with this animal. Let's have Vorik go ahead and tell me how you approach your animal, your horse, and roll me an animal handling.
Yeah, Vorik, how do you approach the horse?
I approach the horse, openly welcome. What'd you say, animal handling?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Being around animals in one form or another in your past work, from working in the fields of Sunder harvesting things. There were some animals used in plowing and other things. You're at least semi-acquainted, and taking cues from the animal, you react very well. And you're able to walk up and feed the animal and pet it and run your hand down its side, and the horse responds very kindly to your advances.
Right, plowing all the horse.
Yep. Let's see. So we got Jeremy, Udbor, Pell, Vorik. Munson's on his way. Matt, are you back yet? No. Okay. So we'll wait on those four for a second, or those two for a second.
Here?
Okay. With your
actually, I might be like another second. I'm sorry. Somebody
no
come over real quick.
It's cool. We'll wait.
Yeah, Dustin. Margo is here right now with you. You'll say hi, Jesse.
Well, hey, bud.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
What's up?
There you go.
Okay. So,
All right, I'll be right back.
all right. While we're waiting, I saw Jeremy cast Song of Rest. What was that for? Was that an accident or on purpose?
Yeah, that was an accident.
Okay.
I can't even do that until we're doing a short rest anyway.
No problem.
So I was trying to get it to edit the thing since I didn't have anything on it.
Cool deal. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So far, everybody except Jeremiel is reasonably acquainted with their animals. Your animal,
And me.
Jeremiel, is a little skeptical. No, yours. Oh yeah, I forgot we didn't do you. You're on the list. Go ahead and roll an animal handling for me, and tell me how you approach your griffin. With in your bag is a ferret.
Okay, so I'm starting with a +4, because I'm not wise.
Mm-hmm.
I put the before I even take a step forward, I just I take the weasel. The weasel's dead, right?
The ferret is dead. Yes.
Oh, ferret. Yes. And I just grab out like one of my sharper tools and just give it a quick jab, just to get the smell coming off of it. And then I will sort of like, actually very much like Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, I will have my hand extended, as far as my arm will go. My left hand just beneath where, and then by my wrist, and I will not make eye contact with it until it until Freckles makes her decision about me.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
But I have inspiration.
You do. Oh, nice.
19,
Okay.
20, 21, 22.
Good use of
22.
inspiration right there.
Excellent. Okay. So as you hold up the ferret and avert your gaze, waiting patiently for the animal to approach you, it takes a moment, and you start to look up and think better of it, and keep your eyes averted. And as soon as you just make that decision, you hear the steps of the animal approaching you, and it leans down and sniffs you. You feel the hardness of its beak, which is as big as your hand. Poke your hand and like jostle the ferret, and then very quickly you feel the ferret get like snatched fiercely from your grasp, and you hear it like gulp down the dead animal.
Good girl.
At which time it looks at you and then bows slightly, but keeping eye contact with you.
Will she let me pet her now?
You believe you can, if you wanted to try.
Okay, I will just slowly move my hand toward. So it has an eagle's head, right? This is what griffins look. Hold on, let me look up what a griffin looks like really quick. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's multiple parts.
You're not wrong.
Multiple beasts.
I'm pretty sure it's like mainly a lion.
Yeah, it's
Mainly.
like body of a lion, front half and head, and wings of an eagle.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not the top of her head, because I don't want her to think I'm trying to assert my dominance over her, but sort of like just like on the neck below where the beak stops, and then on where the neck, just try that.
Okay. So you reach out and gently, slowly, raise your hand, like, palm down, open hand, towards the animal, and it turns its head sideways a little bit, and then gives a little bit of a with its beak and kind of bites a little bit, but not on your hand, and then eventually it pulls its head back a little bit and allows you to progress, and you begin petting its neck and shoulder area, feeling the feathers ruffle beneath your hands.
Yay. Who's a good girl, Freckles?
You get a squawk a little bit.
That's right, you.
Then the feathers just ruffle backwards like in a wave, like as she shivers on herself a little bit and prunes.
Yes, you're the best girl.
Munson, welcome back. I will have you tell me how you advance to your. I believe you have a horse as well, right? You have a horse.
Yes, I have it.
So tell me how you progress towards your horse with the instructions to feed it the grains that you've been given.
As I would approach, my character obviously, being a wizard, which doesn't make much sense, but he's all about creatures more than humans. So he'll approach with eye contact with the food in hand, and he will just pouring his hand towards it. And as he does, he'll just kind of talk to it in a nice voice, saying, I'm here to be with you. I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to be one with you. And I will move closer with the food in hand and see what it does. That'll be that's what I'll do.
Okay, then roll an animal handling for me.
16. 1-6.
I'm sorry if you said something I didn't hear you.
16. 1-6,
Okay.
yeah.
16. With a 16, the animal just, kind of huffs a little bit, but takes a step towards you as you approach it, and just casually leans down and sniffs and starts eating the grain out of your hand and allows you to pet it.
As he does that, I will gently move my head against it and just whisper in its ear that basically I will make sure nothing happens to it and stroke it gently as I feed it.
The DM will remember that. Okay. And with that, all right. I think you guys have got the handle of it.
Is Munson's horse a girl?
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna flip for that because I'm not sure.
Definitely a boy, I already know it.
Yep, that's a
Did
boy.
mine like me, Dustin?
Yes, yours liked you, Bill. Very much.
Yay.
And just for the heck of it, the other horse has male, tails female, female horse.
So mine the male or female?
Yours is the male.
Yep, knew it.
Okay, good, because I was gonna say Freckles is definitely still the best girl.
No.
Don't worry, I'll banish Freckles. It's fine.
God damn you.
And so Vork has
While
the
you're-
Vork female horse, Munson male horse, Flint female griffin, Pell female griffin. Jeremiel has a
Male horse, male horse.
female camel, and female camel for Edbor.
Nice.
Mine is blue. I got mine with.
Ladies' night in here.
Apparently.
Yes.
Well, I think you guys had the gist of it. You'll find saddles over there on the fence on your way out. The griffins are there, camels there, horses there. They're all body suited. And thank you for stopping by the Saddlebatch Farm. I hope you guys enjoy your new carry-on animals.
You have my satchels with the extra rations and water I paid for. Yes.
Yes, that's all in the along with the saddles there.
I'll say I paid extra so I could have everything. The luxury
Okay.
horse.
I got a question, Dustin. Is
Yes.
spaghetti a thing in this world?
Is spaghetti a
With
thing
sauce
in this world?
and meat.
I'd say that wouldn't be far-fetched. It wouldn't be exactly spaghetti. It wouldn't have the exact spices, but something similar surely would exist.
I'm gonna call you spaghetti.
Forget.
Never,
Finally.
never forgetty.
Mine will be named horse. Wonderful.
You're in
Horse
the
one.
spaghetto. Pasta ta ta.
And my griffin attacks.
In the spaghetto.
So, Mustin, you said yours is just named Horse?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, you bonded that hard with your horse and then named him Horse?
Well, of course. Just like my name's Munson, his name is Horse. I don't see the problem here.
Well, horse is a horse, of course, of course.
I know.
So, I'm writing stuff down here. So, Jeremiel got a female camel. Edward got a female camel. What, Pell, what was yours? Pell, you're muted. Oh, we lost Pell. No.
Oh no.
Spaghetti.
I'm here. My bad.
Spaghetti.
I know it was Spaghetti,
Named her
But-
Spaghetti.
but it was it male or female? It's female because it's Griffin, right?
Female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and Pell, Munson, Flint, Jay, Obor, and Boric. We got a male horse. That was the only male in the bunch. Yes, it was. Nice.
Yep, it makes sense. That's why we bonded so well.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
Oh, I see what you did there. Dick.
Well, now that we have got our equipment, aka horses and animals, I believe we shall be headed out towards the sand dunes, yes? Is that our plan? That's what we're rushing out to do recklessly, right?
Do we need any other supplies?
Well, we all have hemp rope, yes, or a percentile? What are we
I have-
left with on that?
I have. Not a damn thing. I have one ration.
I have-
Also some books and stuff, but nothing. No survival supplies.
Man,
Yeah.
I can make food and water. And it says, let me check my book, see what it says, what I can do with this. The food's gonna suck, it's not gonna taste good. And it spoils if it don't get eaten after 24 hours.
That's alright, you can create more each day, so that'll be fine.
And I've had the worst in my travels.
And it can sustain up to 15 people or 5 steeds. So I could theoretically like do it 2 days or 2 times and have everything fed except for our griffins.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, are there like wild mice and such that we could take them out hunting with for?
Well, I mean, while we're traveling, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to fly around and try to find food and stuff like that.
Because it's gonna be a desert.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll find a scorpion here or there.
You used to be a hunter, right?
Yeah, I know a thing or two about surviving out in the desert, but the thing is, finding food is significantly harder than finding water sometimes.
True. Being a wanderer is the same thing. Being out there would be a lot harder to find anything for food, supplies, drinks.
Wood? Are we still in the stable?
Yeah, you're basically still like we'll say right outside the stable or something of that nature.
I will go ask the stable master. Would a griffin accept dried meat?
It wouldn't be
Like, would it be-
preferable, but wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, I suppose.
So if there were a way to,
anything.
so if there were a way to purchase or catch some mice and other such rodents, and then essentially make a jerky of them.
Yeah, it's not the
Would that-
worst idea. I mean, maybe you could rehydrate them before you feed them, but
Oh, absolutely.
it depends. It might not take to it as easily, but it'll sustain.
Well, I mean, I'm going to do my best for Freckles, but I need contingencies.
Smarter people of the group, do you guys know much about magical items?
Depend, like
Dick.
outside the group or in general?
Just in general, like, so he pulls out his bag of holding. So, what would happen if I put a corpse in here? Would it, like, preserve it, or?
Isn't technically a bag of holding designed to put something in space, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's within time. So, I would assume with it just being space that you can pull out whenever you'd like, it would probably still rot, but it might not go as fast. Maybe
If it were
rats-
going to rot, that would mean that the bacteria on it could survive in a vacuum.
So what you could do is you could always take, fresh meat, whatever, wrap it in something, some cloth or anything to keep it as fresh as you can, and then wrap it, then put in the bag of holding, because heat and cold ain't gonna affect it, because in the space of the bag, it won't know the difference, so you won't lose decaying in that.
So we could just go to a butcher or something, get a whole slab of something, and put it in here.
You could technically.
Because he said that, like a weasel would sustain it for a day, and weasels
You
are
go
easy
buy
to
a cowhide or by the leg of a cow or something like that, throw it in there and get it nice and wrapped with some salt. It should preserve it for longer duration. You just cut off pieces to feed it.
And that sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Be easier than trying to find food out in the desert.
Yeah.
We also need coverage. Everyone have covers, like cloth cover and anything, just in case we hit a, sandstorm or anything like that. I read about this kind of stuff, but it's very fun.
I mean, I got some like old clothes I can put around my face or in something.
I sure don't.
Hey, stable guy, master, what's your name? I feel derogatory just calling your job title.
Oh, not a problem. My name is Yosker.
Yosker, you You need like special clothing to go in the desert.
You might want to take off some of your heavier gear and make sure you're shaded, but nothing too bad. Are you used to that climate of any sort?
No, not really. I lived in the plains for a bit, but nothing really like the actual desert.
It's a bit hotter than the plains, but not too dissimilar. It's a lot of wind, a lot of heat. Nothing you couldn't withstand, I don't think, as long as you dress light.
Do you have any eye covers available to purchase?
I don't,
Eye
but
shades for
I'm
the
sure it
horse?
should. Oh, for the horse, yes, yeah, that shouldn't be
Yeah,
a problem.
not for me, for the horse.
Yeah, we can provide something like that. Let's see what the. Trying to think what we sell this for. Hang on, I'll be right back. And he goes inside the stables to fetch something.
See, Flint, I'd buy extra things for my animal. Maybe you should learn.
I'm sorry. I was actually trying to add a thing to my character sheet, so I missed.
I said at least I buy things for my animal, unlike someone.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to buy her some stuff. However, I'm going to see if I can, we are in Cliff Craig, so I think that it might not be an unreasonable proposition to find one of these boxes of ice.
That sounds complicated.
See, that would
But it.
I feel like that would take more time, and we can
Yeah,
just get a big ass slab of meat and just throw it in this bag.
Yep.
He comes back after a minute, and in his hand he has a bunch of leather straps and blocks and things. You don't recognize them in their current state. But he walks up to you and then picks one of them up and holds them up. And it's like a set of blinders for horses that keeps them like on the road, and it blocks their peripheral vision from looking at other things other than what's in front of them. So it's like that, but it also like wraps over the top, so it keeps the sun away from their eyes especially. Yeah, we have a couple sets of these adaptive blinders if you want. They'll work for the horses and the camels. Not so much the griffins, but they're not disassociated with that climate anyway.
So they'll be alright.
Yeah, the griffins should be fine. The griffins are used to being in the air with direct sun exposure. If you wanted these, they're about 5 silver each.
Yeah, I'll get one for my horse.
Okay, there's one for you. Anybody else?
Is there anything you would recommend for griffins?
Just a lot of
Other
attention.
than food, obviously.
No, they're pretty well self-maintained beasts. Just a lot of attention and respect.
Yeah, I'd
she's
like to
gonna
take
get
some
all
of
the
those
attention.
blinders.
Okay, one set of blinders for you. May I ask, why are you headed into the sands?
We are traveling on a mission, my friend. It requires visitation in the places in which we haven't been. Desert is our next location.
Well, best be careful. There's not a lot of people that come back that head that direction. And you know the recent rumors, right? I assume that's why you're headed there.
Depends on which one that you've heard versus what I've heard.
Well,
Like some kind of new thing out there.
yes, there's been shadows. Similar, like something that blocks the sun. People that travel the skirts of the sand plate or on the rim, they said they've seen something block out their sun. Something was to shade them high in the sky, but by the time they looked, it was gone. So some sort of flying beast is in the area taking up roost. It seems. Unsure what it is.
So someone might be visiting the supposed lair out there. I was said there's a lair out there in the mountains. Must be true if there's something flying out there.
Hey, you know something? And he leans in to talk to you more quietly. I don't think there's a nest up there. I think Derma came from way far in the north or across the seas. That's why they haven't found anything, because there isn't anything to find.
You know, that's a good possibility. But, well, we'll never know. You say people never come back, so. I have the
Cool.
ability to get us back here if we run into too much trouble, so you might see us more often than you want.
Keep your head on a swivel is all I got to say.
Will do.
Are griffins, are they amenable to belly rubs?
That entirely depends on their discretion. It's much like a cat. I wouldn't recommend it.
Ah,
They are just giant cats.
wait, so they don't like pets either?
Mostly topside. Other than that, it's kind of a prideful thing. Again, it also mainly depends on them.
Fair enough.
Munson, is your owl still in the air? Are you paying attention to it at all at this time?
Yes, he's still swooping around.
Okay.
He can report to me freely. It's very doable.
As yeah, let's double check that real quick.
Choose one familiar.
So,
Your
quick-
familiar must be within 100 feet of you, and it must use reaction to deliver this spell when you cast it. If the spell requires cast too far.
From what I'm seeing, you have to be actively looking through its eyes and listening to get the benefit.
Yeah, it looks like I choose to.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
Yep, yep. It says you can communicate with it telepathically while he's within 100 feet of me. Right in the middle. Reappears after you cast the spell again. While you're familiar with 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, I could go in and hear from his state and his eyes. So technically, he could communicate with me.
Mhm.
It is not required for me to be inside, as long as the familiar, because it's a what is that, like a fae or something? So it's not really a
Mhm.
animal. It's actually a celestial. I think is what I picked.
Okay.
So it can't telepathically talk to me if it hears anything.
So, towards the end of this encounter with the stable master and getting your animals and everything, your owl beckons you that you might be being watched.
I will, as he says that, we're still right outside the stable. Is everyone still talking to the master? Or we just kind of sitting there idle?
I imagined you're like just standing next to your animals just outside the stable as he's selling you additional items and things.
Okay. As he says that, while we're not moving, I'm gonna quickly switch into the bird real quick while I'm holding onto the horse and see what he's talking about.
Okay. As you transition your consciousness into the bird's mind and look through its eyes and hear with its ears, roll perception for me.
Yeah, I just wanted to check what his perception plus was again. I forgot. He has a 16 again.
16.
Double 16.
You see that the two individuals that were walking your direction from before, that had their hoods pulled up, begin to have stopped about 2 buildings down from you on this street, and are standing on a corner, looking at each other, talking, but occasionally glancing your direction. And it appears, from what you see, one of them appears to have blue skin.
Interesting.
Yo, listen up.
Okay, I will snap back into myself. Knowing their exact location.
Mhm.
gonna tell. Who should I tell? Ugbor. Ugbor.
Yeah.
Hold my horse for a second, please. Hold the reins.
All right, sure. I'll take
And
the reins.
then I'm going to vanish real quick, aka dimension door, right beside them, as I know their exact location.
Okay. So using Dimension Door, you instantly appear through them, stepping through the magical wormhole of sorts. You materialize into existence beside them, and their talking ceases, and you turn to see a familiar face, one of your parents. And upon seeing you, they turn quickly and begin running down the alley.
To me or away from me?
Away from you.
That's not very nice.
They run away from you. This shorter person and what appears to be either your mother or father, it was hard to catch in the glimpse, but they then turn and run away from you down the alley, and with a quick glance back at you, turn a corner.
And was the other one still standing here?
No, both of them have run.
So let's see, corner would be at least 30. They probably dash for 60. Interesting. I had a plan, but because they vanished so quickly, I decided not to waste that spell slot. So that's good. That just took a book slot, not a spell slot, so that's fine. I will shout a message, a repeated message to my mom and dad, like repeating the same thing as quick as I can to see if either of them respond, because they still should be within 120 feet of me, and see if I hear anything. And it will be in Vidalcan, so, which is a very rare language.
Then what are you saying?
How did you get here? Why do you run from me? Come back.
Okay, so you're spending 2 spell slots to send those 2
Well,
messages.
they're cantrips.
Oh, it is a cantrip, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Don't waste spell slots, please.
towards a creature within range. So you're tracking them with your finger, and quickly, as they go around the corner, you're pointing at them and sending this.
Yeah, if they don't respond, then obviously,
Okay.
then there's a different reason they're not responding. But
Yeah, you cast a spell and say that, and you hear nothing.
okay. I'll head back to the group. Just I'm not. Knowing my luck, I would end up chasing and causing mayhem in another city, so it's not a good idea. So I will walk towards the group and just act normal and be like, oh, thanks for holding my horse. I had to do something real quick. Appreciate it.
No.
Well, you guys need anything else before you head out? I've got extra food, some your basic supplies. I don't really keep a lot of supplies. You can head in town for something more complicated, but I've got bits and bobs.
You know where a butcher is?
If you take the street all the way down to the end there on that curve building, take a left at that. Don't follow the street. Take a left on the next building up. He has some very fine fowl and mainly some beef.
All right. Clint, you want to go?
Are
there?
there? Go on.
You just want to come there with me? And get some yummies for Freckles and spaghetti.
Yes, I just wanted to ask one more question. How do griffins play? What is their mode of playing?
They do a lot of pouncing and hiding. They tend to their cat like half a lot when they're especially on the ground. They like to pounce and roll and really taunt their prey. If they can find one, they'll track it for a while before they decide to kill it and eat it. That kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm hearing kill and eat. Is there any play that an owner and a griffin might engage in?
You can find maybe a large branch and swaft it across the ground in front of them, and they'll try and pounce on it and grab it and yank it and toss it. That kind of thing.
I'll be right back.
Right.
Oh, I have a great idea. Thank you.
Oh, if you were able to find one or make one, I'm not of the crafting nature myself, but if you could
Oh.
make a giant wicker ball, they would love that.
Giant wicker ball. You mean like hollow?
Yeah, like a hollow ball. If you were able to put some sort of bouncy bubble inside of it, or maybe a bell or something that would react as it rolls and gets kicked around and stuff.
Fantastic. Where might one purchase furniture?
Furniture. They have a few crafters in the towards the center of town, but a lot of the furniture comes imported and resold. Not really made so much around here.
Hmm.
And the ones that craft in town are mainly of stone, and they kind of work on site.
Gotcha. So I would not likely find any wicker in this town.
No, likely not. You're looking more like a Weddle or feel a specialty.
Sorry?
You're looking at more of like a Weddle or Fiola area kind of specialty. The woods in that area tend more towards the wicker aptitude.
Ah, okay. Now, is there any now similar to you say they're similar to cats. Now, cats have a certain affinity toward certain herbs. Is this the case with griffins as well?
Actually, no. Quite the opposite. The bird portion, the portion that is their respiratory function, are much more susceptible to impure qualities of the air. If they get whiff of anything that's not of lesser air quality, it really is quite offensive to their noses.
Hmm.
So I can't smoke my pipe on it.
Can I by chance do a history check on griffins? I know I don't have one.
Sure.
But I believe there's something I may have read, but I would rather tell them before they go off and do crazy things.
Sure, go ahead and roll
The
history.
history?
See what you got.
Sing it.
17! One more higher.
Okay, so what do you think you know?
I believe reading with griffins, the lion slash eagle slash flying sexy beast that they are, I believe, if I remember correctly, you can actually feed them a ginormous lump sum at once, and it gives them a longer duration without being hungry, so you don't have to feed them as often.
That's possible, yes.
If my book was correct, I believe it was 40 pounds of food at once would last them 4 days or 3 days or something like that, I think.
3 days would be about right. About one weasel lasts a day, and they do have expansive stomachs, which means you can feed them more at once.
So I kind of relate that to Pelinel and Flint, that if you can do big lump sums instead of small portions, you can get a longer duration out of your creature without having to scramble for food. So while we're out in the desert, if you get like a couple big chunks of meat or something, feed it once before you head in there, and then like midway through, 3-4 days in, feed him again when he starts looking hungry.
Like a bad guy?
No, like a griffin.
No. I mean,
No,
like
they don't eat. I wouldn't recommend humans. I would recommend, maybe part of a animal that's been slaughtered at a butcher house. 30, 40 pounds from there. Maybe buy 100 pounds of stuff and put it in a bag of holding. Feed it 40 pounds or 30 pounds to start, and then you can wait like 3-4 days and then feed him again instead of trying to feed him daily.
Flint, I'll have you roll a history check as well, since you're discussing the topic.
okay.
I'm gonna do it too.
I'll allow it.
And I'm gonna give myself guidance.
I'm gonna guide myself on everything.
Got my way through life. That sucks. Oh, that makes sense. 8.
A little guidance. There you go. 8.
8, okay. Flint, what do you got? 12.
Not a whole lot.
Flint, you're pretty sure that these things are omnivores. If it's meat, it'll probably eat it. Pill, you have nothing that sparks your memory.
Let's just go get the big old honking hog. Put it in this bag.
That'd be good. Yeah.
What if we bought just a variety of cold cuts and went and saw which ones the Griffins liked most?
But like a whole lot of it.
We call it a preference assessment. No, then we buy a whole bunch of the one that they like the most.
I feel like they should have. No, never mind. I'm good with that, yeah.
So just
Or-
like,
Or
oh, go on.
just buy like 20 pounds of beef, like 20 pounds of chickens, 20 pounds of like pork.
Well, what if they don't like chicken? That's 20 pounds of waste right there.
I'll eat it.
Yeah. It's good eating.
I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Pelino, can
Alright.
you make dead animals?
The fuck did I just come back to?
I mean, I can make animals dead. Can't just
Right, no, I'm
So
Well,
we're
yes,
good with that?
we can create dead animals from alive animals. What I meant was, you said you could make food. You said you could make water. Do you think you could make uncooked animals?
like cook it.
Uncooked.
Put the spell details on screen, Pell, if you wouldn't mind.
It basically creates food and water. I think it's just bread and water. I
It's
believe.
like, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Pounds of food, water, ground contained. Da, 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 da.
Food is bland,
Water
not
is clean.
nourishing spoils.
Food is bland, but nourishing. So
Yeah, I would consider this a mana situation. Like it's edible, it'll sustain you, but it's probably grain based and like oatmeal.
yeah.
In my head, I know I've not cast it yet, but it would be like lambus bread from fucking Lord of the Rings.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
It just makes a fuck ton of it.
You could try to feed the
Well,
griffin the bread.
Just so you
without-
know,
without
lambus bread is essentially something that was used in real life. It's called hardtack. It was used in the Navy. Most navies.
Most
It's always
pirates.
in the Navy.
But I thought lembas tasted good.
Well,
no,
yeah.
This
It's-
sucks.
I heard hardtack is like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
Actually,
kinda was.
actually, if you actually
We
put a
get
little bit,
infested with weevils.
if you actually put a little bit of honey in hardtack, oh, it's so amazing.
Okay, so let's. You guys, has anyone else got their food or drinks or anything for their camels, for their horses? 'Cause-
Yeah,
No,
I think we're solid.
Because I'm watching the day kind of fade, and we're just standing around again. We get lost in thought and never actually progress.
Hey,
Indeed.
Munson, what's your AC?
Mine right now is 14.
Okay, make a con save for me.
Con save. Where's my con? A 1, baby. How bad could I do? Let's
Okay.
find out.
Okay,
I haven't rolled yet. I'm just seeing what I have.
Okay.
That would be a 16 again. A
16.
15 plus 1.
Okay, so as you're sitting there talking, you feel like a jab in your shoulder, and you're going to take 2 damage. You're reaching around to see what happened. You reach your hand around and feel a dart in your shoulder.
What the fuck? Guys, I'm being attacked. I turn my owl the direction I feel I've been hit to see if he spots anything that shot at me while he's in
You
the air.
hear
Okay.
you hear we're already ready to go. Where are they?
Would my
Yeah, Flint-
true sight still be active at this point? DM?
I believe. Well, how long does it last? An hour?
Yeah,
we've
last
been
an
in here
hour.
quite a while. I don't know.
Flint already
Well,
has his.
I'll say it's still active, but on the very last minutes of it.
Would I have seen like where it came from?
I'll have Jeremy. I'll make a perception check as well as Munson's owl.
Okay. I'll just do it on his own. Let's see. He will roll a. Let's see, 11 plus 3. 14.
It's 14 and
30,
20.
20.
I
Okay.
don't think I was gonna.
No, Munson, your owl does not see anybody or anything nearby. Jeremy, you turn around and you judging by.
Wait, I get advantage. I get advantage.
Okay. Roll your advantage.
Okay, yeah. No, I'll still take 14. It was a natural 1, so I'll take the 14.
Okay. So your owl doesn't see anything. You don't see anybody in the streets or anything like that. Jeremy, looking from the direction the dart would have come from when it hit Munson, you turn around just in time to see a small black pipe extend from a window and shoot another dart. Jeremy, what's your AC?
That is a good question. 12.
12. That's going to be a hit for you. Roll me a con save.
Oh, what joy! Where is
3. So you see the dart come at you, but before you have time to say anything, the dart strikes you in the chest, dealing you 2 damage, and immediately after that, you feel woozy, and you drop unconscious.
Ooh,
Oh, great.
Those are my favorite darts, too.
And here I was going to cast Fairy Fire on the motherfucker.
I know.
Yeah, so just for the sake of it, if you guys want to, we can have you guys roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to.
Except for me, I'm unconscious.
No, you still roll initiative. You still have to. 12 for me. We have no tokens on the board, so it's hard to roll or put on the turn order.
Yeah, let's do
pull it
that.
out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and pop it in there. That's fun.
I'm gonna roll on my character sheet, but I know what I actually
Wrong one.
rolled. We're good, I got it. Oh, it's the exact same number.
Ah, go figure.
I am.
Although, I am going
unable.
to keep my first number if the DM allows.
I will allow. I'm trying to figure out
Yeah,
where
you,
everybody's at.
you just manually. We can. Oh wait, yeah. You just click on your
Sorry.
name in there for in turn order, and you can change it to 18
Um,
yourself.
Don't you get advantage on initiative, Ugborn?
Yeah, but in either case, I'd get the 18, I reckon.
Yeah, because it's an 18 and a 12, so technically it's
Oops.
2
See
numbers.
that one up there.
Yeah.
How do I?
How do you want? That's the
Flint's.
question.
I'm trying to delete Flint's duplicate, and I don't know how to get it out of there.
Oh, on my screen did it show a duplicate? Hope you just erased Ugbor.
Ugborn got destroyed.
Yeah, I have 2 Munsons and.
Just delete the whole thing, and then have us reroll.
Okay, let me do that. It was clear when I had it up there, but I guess it's something weird happened. Okay, try again.
Yeah. Alright, because you can just change your number. Alright, one more number higher, we'll just go 12. Perfect.
Nice.
Mine was an 18 before, so you can just keep
So-
that.
Sure, that's
Just
fine.
click your character, roll on your character, and then you can
Yeah,
just
if you
add
you,
those
you
two.
can, yeah, you can do it yourself if you do what Munson said.
And then we don't have to make the.
Cool.
Right.
Okay, so
Flint, roll yours again. Click on your token, roll it again, buddy.
Oh, and then you can click on over on the turn order. You can click on the number, and it'll let you change it.
yeah,
Only if it's your
So
name.
you can keep your 18.
yeah, it's fine.
Correct.
Okay, we're missing somebody. Vorik. You do roll, buddy.
Come on, Vork. Get a 30.
Said
Flint's like, I
he'll,
get 25.
he'll be right back, but I'll roll for him over here.
Oh, okay, I
Flint,
see.
you have a 10, yo. 10.
Oh, my reroll doesn't count.
No,
Alright,
no.
alright. I don't think the DM cares. You can do either.
No,
one.
either one's fine with me.
That's fair.
I'm sticking with my 12 because that's what I rolled. Come on, roll a 30.
Are you rolling for him?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's loading up. My shit's
Oh.
been slow.
Okay.
Oh, it fucked him. It was
Well,
on
you-
a 12 and it went to 2.
Can't win them all. It didn't put him on the thing. Oh, let's
You
do.
forgot to click the token.
Yeah, it's okay. I got you.
That's okay. Gotta say.
Okay. So, Jeremiel's unconscious. Ugbor, you see your friend go unconscious and he has a dart in his chest as he falls backwards on the ground, and he is out. What are you doing?
Okay. Let's see. Right, okay. Do I see where the dart came from?
Roll perception with advantage. You know, based on Jeremiel's unconscious body and the general direction of where he was facing. But I'll have you roll perception to see if you can figure it out exactly. No. You know that it looks like it's somewhere in the vicinity of the building across the street, but you're not sure where in the building, around the building.
Okay. Do I see any cover? Light
No.
cover, even?
No, in this area, it is like a dirt road. Behind you is like the stables and the grasses and everything. Across the street, it's just sandy streets and buildings with just a little bit of grass here and there. And there's the building in front of you, 10 feet to the side of it. There's another building. 20 feet to the other side of it is another building.
Okay.
I'm back.
Right.
Let's do this. I'm gonna go and collect who just passed out.
That would be
Money.
J Money.
J Money. Ugbor's gonna go and pick up J Money.
Okay, what are you doing?
Once I get him over my shoulder, I'm gonna start making my way over to the buildings.
Okay, so you run over to the buildings with Jermiel over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, are you doing anything else right now?
No, I'm waiting to see what happens.
Okay, Munson, what are you doing?
Well, being hit, I can detect directory. I will not say I know exactly where they're at, but I know iffy. So I'm going to have some fun this time. I'm going to I'm going to manifest a spiritual being that looks like me in a faded color, and I'm going to have it start walking towards the direction I was hit. I can communicate with it, and it can communicate with me, and it does not require an action.
Okay.
It does have dark vision, and I can move it up to 60 feet to start, I believe.
Okay.
So I'll put it 60 feet the direction the dart came from, and then I will have him just kind of look that direction to keep an eye on what's coming. And then as a bonus action, I can cause it to hover up to 30 feet if I want to. I'm just going to kind of lift it 10 feet in the air and just have it kind of hover towards him like I'm levitating. And then I'm going to move myself behind the horse so they don't realize that, like, I'm trying to use it as a distraction.
Okay.
Actually, this is what I'll do. Fuck that. I'm going to move it forward to 60 feet, and then I'm going to use my own bonus action, and I'm going to slip behind the horse, and I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
Okay, so you're hiding behind your horse. What does the spiritual object look like?
Looks like me, but a little faded. Not as blue, not as bright. It's more of a darker blue, and he's just gonna like start walking, but he can walk through stuff. He's a spirit.
Okay.
And then I will use my stealth to hide as a bonus action behind the horse, and just kind of use the manifested creature to guide me.
Cool. Fair enough. So you're hiding behind the horse. Now the manifest mind allows a tiny spectral object. I'll allow the object to be an image of you, but it has to be tiny. So it'll be a small version of you,
Like a fairy.
Yeah, like a fairy, like a very small rendition. So,
Perfect.
Flint, what are you doing, my friend? One of your friends is unconscious. One up both shoulders, another is hiding.
Gwimbly, I just toss my arcane cannon, my eldritch cannon, up in the air, and he catches it.
Mhm.
like on it, and he will fly around and just sort of start looking around for basically any basically where they came from.
Okay.
And so I'm not really sure how he would check that.
Okay. So,
What check that would be?
Describe what he's doing again.
I tossed him the arcane cannon,
Right.
and he's just flying off to look for whoever has.
In other words,
started
he's being a
checks.
sentry.
Yeah, pretty much. He's looking around, but he also has a flamethrower.
Cool.
Dope.
Now, you say
Sentry
flying.
with a flamethrower.
You say flying, so I want to be sure I understand. Can somebody fly? I imagine him as like a rolling ribbit or a walking ribbit.
He has a jetpack.
Oh, he does have the
No,
jetpack.
a homunculus servant. A homunculus servant can has a walking speed of 20 feet and a flying speed of 30.
Okay, so he's actually flying around. Okay, cool
Yeah,
deal.
sort of
So
buzzing around, I guess. Like,
I'll have you roll either perception check if you will look around generally, or investigation check if you tell me exactly what you want to investigate.
Sorry, what was the first one?
A perception check if you want to just generally perceive the overall environment, looking for anything out of the ordinary.
What? I'm sorry. What's PB? Times
Peanut
two?
Proficiency bonus.
Peanut butter.
Uh,
Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut Butter Friday.
Peanut butter Friday.
So it says
Peanut butter
skill
jelly
perception, perception plus 0 plus proficiency bonus times 2.
So our proficiency bonus is 4, so it'd be 8.
So I would wait. So I would roll perception, and then he would get the
Yeah.
plus 8.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
He doesn't have a wisdom bonus, does he?
He has no. His perception
yeah.
wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's no. It's a plus 0.
I will say, generally speaking, though, if you investigate something, if it's like, for lack of better words, if you're investigating the right thing, the DC is much lower than if you're looking broadly at something.
Okay. And I mean, you just said that there were some buildings across the street,
Yes.
and so I guess I would have him like just check any like windows or entry points that that might have been that the attackers might have popped out of.
Okay, so then roll investigation. 24. My dude. Squimbly scans the environment, checking all the doorways, seams, alleyways, and entry points back and forth, any openings, and he is able to zoom in with his mind on one window that is partially open and has a small black piece sticking out of it. Looks to be some sort of pipe.
Okay.
He's smoking it.
So that was Squimbly's move and action.
Yep.
Okay. Then Clint will know which window it is.
Yeah, you know which window it is. From your vantage, it's the building directly across the way, window on the left side of the wall.
Okay. Then I will hurl my big woofer through the window. Yeah.
You're gonna hurl your woofer.
It sounded bad. It sounded bad as soon as I said it. But like, hold on.
Oh, we're holding, big boy.
It's not letting me
Hold on to your woofers.
roll anything. Oh. Okay, that was a problem.
You've identified the problem,
And then I accidentally exited out.
and you created another problem.
Okay.
Meanwhile, my first fight in weeks gets me unconscious.
I don't know what I did. I just want to see the description. It's shatter.
Yeah,
oh,
but
I,
like,
I didn't realize that he had it up on the
have
screen.
you ever? Sorry.
I didn't realize you had it up on the screen there. Let's see here. Distant frequency emitter and a blast. Okay, okay. Sure. So, you're trying to hurl it in the window, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which
So-
is essentially like I'm casting it inside the window.
Right. Being that it's a small opening, and it's only partially open, I'm going to have you make an attack roll for it to see if you can nail the small opening that you're aiming for, and the DC on that, or I guess AC technically in this case, we're going to say it's a 16.
So essentially, he's trying to throw a stun grenade at the guy.
Correct. He's throwing a flashbang, and he's going to see.
Is that how the spell is actually? Is that how the spell functions though?
Well, it's a blast of sound. It's essentially a stun grenade.
You're talking about like the attack roll I'm making you make, or the actual the damage.
What the? Hold on, I'm trying to find the spell that it was actually called.
Shatter is a saving throw. But I guess
Yeah.
he's trying to get you to like get it into the little spot.
Yeah, yeah. The only reason I'm having you make an attack roll for this is because of the target area is a whole different room on the other side of a very small opening. Otherwise, it's going to be in front of the area, in which case they'll have advantage on the save.
Okay, so I roll an attack, which I do how?
You can just roll a normal dice if you want to, and then add your spellcasting modifier.
If you have like a cantrip or something that has an attack, just roll that real quick and we'll use that number.
Yeah, that's fine too. Okay, 11. 11 is going to miss, so you're going to throw your woofer, and it's a ball, right? If I'm not mistaken. Describe what the emitter looks like.
It's emitting. It's just. I don't know. It was supposed to be a subwoofer. I
Okay.
wanted to
I like it.
I
I
wanted
like it.
to reflavor
So-
Shatter so,
so-
it would be a little more flinty, and now I've
I
just
like-
gone and
No, I like it. I like
Shat
it.
the
So,
bed on
so it's like a sphere. Like it's not quite a full sphere. One side of it is like a sound emitting device, and you throw it, and it misses the window, falls directly in front of the window. They're going to have advantage on the Constitution save they have to make. So they're going to roll
So
a.
would you change your name on a spell? Go ahead and change it and then write
parentheses.
comma the parentheses, put what name it is supposed to be. That way you have the name of what you want it to be, but then we know what spell you're using.
Okay, let me pull this up.
Okay.
Get out of here. Okay, and it's a con save, right? Yes, it is. So they're going to roll a 14 total. What's your spell save modifier? Oh, it doesn't have it on there. It says 0.
Yeah, it
Oh,
should theoretically be like 16.
Okay, 16. So that.
Should be the same as his.
Okay, so
Here's a 16.
cool. So yeah, 16. They fail the save. So go ahead and roll your damage on that. The 3d8 thunder damage.
Oh, Flint, that looks really cool. Ow, my ears!
How many? 10-foot radius. So I think they're far enough away that it would only affect his intended target.
It looks like it already rolled. It does 15 damage if it hits.
Oh, okay, I see. So that was the.
No,
No.
thunder damage. 60, he can throw 60 foot, does 15 thunder damage, DC 16 con save. He rolled what it was and then gave you what the name of it was.
Oh,
yeah,
I see. Okay, so 15. Okay, so at this, the pipe that was up in the window, after this big boom happens, the pipe retracts back in the window. And we'll say, Vorik, it is your turn now.
What am I looking at here? What are we fighting?
There is something that was on the other side of a window, popping darts at you guys, poisoned darts. And Ubor now has Jeremiel on his shoulders. Flint threw a sound grenade, essentially, at this thing. And when the blast emanated, the pipe from the window that was shooting darts was retracted back inside the window.
What map are we? Like, what picture is on here?
It's just Cliff Crag. I'm just,
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
There's no detailed map right now.
Yeah, we're doing Theater of the Mind.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, I don't know if my roll 20 is right.
You're all good.
So
You're like 20 feet across the street from this house.
and we're getting darts shot at us from this house.
You were, yes.
Yeah, there's
We
a
don't-
window there's a window in the left of the house. It's across the street. There was a pipe sticking out of it, and it was shooting darts at us. And we've not actually seen any people yet, but Jeremiel did get KO'd.
Can I see where where it was coming out and shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flint threw a grenade to the window, so you would have seen like this small object go towards the window, and then like a boom.
Well, if it went through the window, I assume there's no use to throw a dagger if there was a grenade.
Okay, what are you doing?
How high up is the window?
The window is about 7 feet off the ground.
I want to cross the street.
Mm-hmm.
And attempt to climb into the window.
Okay. It's not high off the ground, and you're not super short, so it's not even really an athletics check. It's pretty easily done. You grab the window sill and pull yourself up, and looking inside the window, you see two bodies laying on their backs on the ground on the inside of this house. The house is dark and empty with only it's a boxed space. The door on the opposite side of the room opens to the street, and it's open, letting some light in. And on the ground is two figures in brown cloaks, and the figures are white-skinned and appear to be unconscious.
I'm gonna stealth check on them if I can.
Okay, so you
By
want
this point, how far has he moved? Probably 20 feet.
20 feet and then 5 feet, we'll say, up to the window, just for round numbers. Yeah, because 5's a round number.
Are they 5 feet away from me now?
Basically, they would be, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna stealth and then go over and check on them.
Okay, roll stealth check.
Also, do we have any psychic whispers carry over from last game? I can't remember.
No, not at this time.
No, it's a new day.
Okay, damn.
So 17, okay, duly noted. And you walk over to their bodies, and they don't react to you being in the room now, but you cannot investigate them because you've already used your action to climb in the window.
Okay. What about like just generic? Like, are they breathing? Can I see that?
They don't appear to be.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm good here.
Okay, Pell, what are you up to?
Pale will go over to Ugbor, and he'll be like, "Hey, let me check him out real quick. See what happened to him." And
Yeah, I will facilitate that.
Okay, so
He
roll
wants to take him off my hands.
a medicine check, Pellinel.
oh god, he's dead. Rolled a 1. But it's like 9 altogether.
9 total. He's unconscious. He appears to be breathing, but you're not sure what to do at this time.
Do I see like that dart on him?
Yeah, you see the dart in his chest. It's like being bent a little bit because a boar has him over his shoulders. But when he puts him down, it relieves and it's now still sticking out of him a little bit, like it's barely in his flesh.
Was the medicine check my action?
Yeah, that would have been your action.
Oh, bud, I hope you make it.
Okay.
No, Pill will go out towards Ford.
Okay. So, Ugbor, your turn.
Okay, with Jeremiel no longer on my shoulder, and having seen where the threat is coming from, Ugbor will go into that building.
Okay. It would take more than your movement to get into the building from the front door. Are you going through a window as well?
Good point. Yeah, what's the distance from me to that window that Vorg went in?
To the window from where you're at, like kind of like crouched halfway across the street, it would be like, we'll say 10 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go through the window.
Okay. Leaving Jermel in the care of Pellinel, you go over to the opposite window that is facing the same side of the building. You are easily able enough to pull it open, the shutters, and pull yourself up and into the room using, say, 15 feet of your movement total so far.
Okay. And what do I see on the inside of the room?
Well, the inside is entirely empty. The floors are wood. It's kind of dusty in here. Light is coming in from these two windows and the doorway. And you see Vorik stealthed in the shadows in the corner barely. But other than him... Matter of fact, what's your passive perception? Would you be able to see Vorik?
Let's find out.
Probably not.
I thought it was an 18, but I could be wrong.
13.
13, no.
No, that's 18, I think.
No, Pel's like
Yeah,
22.
Yeah, it's like 23.
Okay, so yeah, no. You don't see Vorth. The only thing you see is these two white-skinned, silver-haired bodies laying in the floor. They don't seem to be moving.
Okay, first rule of business. Let's de-hood these guys. I'm gonna use my action to unhood.
Well, they're de-hooded. Their cloaks are like above their head and like laying on the ground as they're laying on their backs. So like both of them are laying on their backs, like kind of collapsed. You see the black pipe laying just out of reach of the hand of the one on the right side, farthest away from you at this time. And but you see their faces. Their faces are almost pure white with some speckling of gray, and their hair is almost pure white silver colored. One has longer hair, one is cut shorter, but you see their faces plainly.
Okay, which one looks older?
Probably the one that was holding the pipe.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna take the young one and throw him out the window.
Okay. Well, it was your action to get in the window.
I see. That's a good point. Yeah, dude, I'm chilling. In my
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
Action rage.
Munson,
So
you're...
that's my owl.
Yeah, oh, that's your owl. Okay, I thought that was your manifest
Yeah.
mind. Okay,
No, my owl. No, my manifest mind goes on my turn.
cool.
Because I can cast spells and all and do all my things off of him. So I can use my spell slots and he can use them for me. So.
Cool. Fair enough.
But no, this one I'm going to, as the door is obviously open, I'm going to use the owl to look around in the distance to see if it sees anyone running away, any more hooded people either coming our direction, scouting above the house that everyone ran into.
Sure, perception from the owl. And I believe you have advantage.
That'd be a
if I'm not wrong.
natural 20.
Natural 20. You don't see anything going on in this area. The few people that were nearby, like the guy cleaning his house next door to the stables, has gone inside his house previous to now. There doesn't seem to be basically anybody in the streets in this part of town now.
Okay, so it's completely empty.
Yep.
Okay, so he's just gonna keep flying around and observing. That's his turn.
Okay, what are you doing, Manson?
I am going to move the spectral, have him walk into the building. He's tiny, so it's not hard. I'll use a bonus action to give him the hover ability.
Cool.
So he can go into it, and then he can talk to me freely of what he sees, which obviously you've already said what it was.
They are dressed identically to the two individuals you saw run away from you.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't know if they're dead or not, right?
Correct.
I'm going to do the older man, whether he's dead or alive, not sure. I'm going to need him to make me a, I think it's a charisma.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom
17.
save. Okay, and that's going to be a failure.
Okay. And if he's able to, I will tell him to stand.
Okay. As you issue your command, nothing happens.
Okay. And then that'll be my action and my bonus action. So that's all I can do.
Okay.
I just have one under domination right now.
Okay. Flint, you throw your grenade. The explosion happens. You see Vorik jump in the window. Right behind him is Ugbor going in the opposite window. And you see Munson command his little flying spectral figure to fly in the same window as Vorik. What are you doing? Like it's
building, is it?
Flashbang. Everybody go, go, go.
Sorry?
It's like flashbang, then everybody go, 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 like SWAT style.
Is this building like are there alleys like to the sides of it, or is it like?
There are small alleys just between this building and the buildings next to it.
Okay, I am going to try to make my way to the back side of the building that they've all just run in.
Okay. If you dash, you could make it.
Okay.
So that's what you want to do?
Yep, and that's my action.
Yep, that'd be your action to dash. So you take your speed, which I believe is 50 doubled, right? Because your speed's 25?
Yep.
Yep. You were able to make it to the door just on the other side of the corner where you around the building, and you're able to look inside and see at least two of your friends are in there.
Okay. And then for Squimbly's turn, he will just sort of fly into the window.
Okay.
Can I
Easy
see what
enough.
he sees?
I don't believe so. I don't think that the Squimbly has the same features as Munson's familiar. I don't think, anyway. If you have the text,
Artificer?
yeah, if you have the text for the, I can never remember the name of that, like the proper name, but if you have the text for that,
Homunculus servant.
yeah, if you can throw out the text for homunculus, that'd be great. Or I can try and find it real quick.
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay. Appearance. Is friendly to you, companions. These creatures' game status. In combat, shares your initial count, but takes its own turn. Dodge action. No, there's no vision or auditory benefit.
Okay. So. Yeah, I guess that's. Well, since we're all in. Since pretty much everybody's in the building, and currently the arcane cannon is a flamethrower, I'm going to go ahead and let that be the end of my turn.
Flint says, I don't care how big the room is, I cast. Boris, good turn.
Flame fire everyone in there.
Get clear! Get clear, I have a bad idea again.
Well, we beat them to the griffins, right?
Vorik, your friends are starting to come into the room. You see Flint, you see Ugbor, and Munson's spectral servant. What are you doing?
Flint, that would be Flint and Munson's servants.
What did I say?
Ugbor.
Oh, oops.
Ugbor has no servants. Ugbor needs no servants.
Nah.
So who's in here with me?
You have Munson's spectral servant. You have Flint's servant, Squimbly. Flint is just outside the door, and Ugbor is vaulted in through the window.
Wait.
So Ugbor's in here with me.
And I am unconscious
Yes,
outside
sir.
the building.
You are unconscious on the ground on your back in the carapace now.
But I'm outside the back door, right? Not the.
Well,
That's correct.
yeah, the one door inside this building, so technically it's the front door, but yeah.
Oh, so.
No, he ran around back, Dustin.
Yeah, I know he ran back, but there's no door on the front side. Like where you guys were looking was technically the back of the building, because the front of this building, as it's constructed, faces the other street.
Got it.
I guess I'm gonna check on these guys now that I can investigate.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I'm just gonna check them out, see if they're unconscious, see if they're dead, see if Flint's grenade killed them.
Roll an investigation for me.
Oh, sorry, not sorry.
Uh-oh. Just like his character.
So dirty. So dirty.
Well, that was rude. Okay, investigation
I
7.
had a hard time laughing along with that one.
You guys see Vorik bleed out from the shadows and just appear as he drops his stealth and tries to investigate these bodies. With a 7, you can tell that they're unconscious or basically dead. They're not breathing. They're not doing anything. Their eyes are wide open. But you don't notice anything special about them other than that.
Oh, cool. Is there a door in here?
There is one door. Flynn is standing outside of it. The door opens in towards the room, but it's open, and outside is the next street over.
Oh, it's open already?
Yes.
Oh shit! So who can so I can see Flint right now, Ugbor right now.
Munson's servant. And Squimbly is floating just inside the window as well.
It's an Pale still outside.
Yes. Pell and Jamiel and Munson's actual body are outside.
So can I theoretically look out the window, looking out the window and in here, and do my psychic whispers so we have a group chat up?
Is your psychic whispers an action or a bonus action?
Action. Fuck. I thought it was a bonus action.
Nope. Not this turn. You can still yell or something if you want to desperately communicate.
I mean, if I'm going to do that, I would shout out the window and be like, "We're good. It's clear."
Well, for our purposes, knowing upon your investigation that the enemy is dead, we'll go ahead and dismiss initiative. So you guys can now tell me, as you will, what you want to do.
Oh, I know.
Psychic whispers.
Okay. So psychic whispers.
I'll make sure Jerry's alive.
Okay. So first off, psychic whispers. One thing at a time. Vork, who are you giving it to? Is it everyone, or is it a 5-person thing?
It would be everyone but Jerry. Yeah, everyone but Jerry.
Okay, well, he's unconscious anyway, so I don't know if your targets. I don't know if your requirements are. I'm sorry, I don't know if your targets are required to be conscious or not for the spell. So yeah, we'll.
It doesn't specify, but I feel like if he's unconscious, that defeats the purpose.
True enough. So he is out. Pell, what are you doing to Jermael?
I'm just making sure he's like, okay. I'll pull that little dart out of him, and I'll be like, huh.
Okay.
I usually poison them, and I'll cast lesser restoration on him.
Okay.
So we all can group chat now.
Okay.
Let me interrogate them. Let me interrogate them. No.
You cast lesser restoration on Jermael, and you see the spell take effect, but he's still unconscious.
I'm going to use my thing while everyone's in there, and I'm going to have some fun with the body. I'm going to pick the older one of the two.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to look at, let's see.
Did you say you were gonna have some fun with the bodies?
That's what I said.
Sure did.
Vorik, are you still there?
He had to step.
You just left. Was that him or Pell?
The Vork left for a second.
Alright, Pell, you're in the room or are you outside?
I was outside with Jerry.
Okay. I'm going to. Oops, I meant to click it once. I'm supposed to minimize after that. It's not minimizing. Why are you not minimizing? Okay,
No.
sorry, glitchy shit. I'm going to bring back to life the one who is using the pea shooter.
Okay.
And speak to his spiritual body. I think I can ask it so many questions.
Okay. So you walk over to the body, climbing in the window and joining your friends, I assume. You go over to the body and put your hands on it and look at the body as you cast the spell. And as the energy leaves your hands, you see the chest rise as it breathes in.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'll like throw Jerry in there. And I'll climb in.
As you throw Jeremiel in the window, roughly, he's going to take 3 points of damage and then wake up. Whenever he gets back, if he does, then he'll be.
But his headset's not.
Nope.
His headset took 100% damage. That's why I have mine plugged in.
So,
Snap.
that's when the body breathes in and the head like just flops in your general direction and stares at you. Like it rolls around on the shoulders.
What is your name? That's my first question.
Okay. And you ask it the question and it breathes out, unblinking at you with the response. Huskier.
What was the name?
Huskier.
Yeah, that's. I'm never gonna be able to spell that one.
Yep. Hoskier.
Oscar the Grouch.
2, if no one else has questions. Why are you after me? Once.
Mother said to track.
You're breaking it now.
Oh, okay. So ignoring the voices and the fun stuff, the response was Mother said to track.
Mother Night was okay, third question. No one else have a question for before I take all my questions that I ask? Okay, as I say that,
Are they both dead?
They're both
Yeah.
dead, but
Yeah.
he can't speak with dead on it, on this body.
So third.
Who is Huskier? That's what I want.
Yeah. Well,
Th-
Huskier. So you're gonna ask it who is Huskier?
But that's what I think you should ask.
I just asked what his name was, and he's Mother Whisper. He's basically a servant to Mother Whisper, which is great.
Okay.
Third question will be, do you have my parents? And then I'll say their names. I believe it's I think they have boring names. What the hell name did I give them? Slyer and Kindle.
The corpse breathes in to give air to its voice, and as it exhales, I killed them, assembled their appearance.
Okay, so kill them. And basically look like them. Gotcha, check. Oh, that doesn't make me happy, but now I understand. Fourth question. Does Mother Night Whisper control the what the hell's his name? The elk with horns, demon. I'm guessing a demon. Or it might be a fae. I'm sure what he is. I'm not sure what name I could give it, but that's what I'm winging with for the moment.
So you're asking the body if Mother controls the horned creature.
Correct. Yes. That's what I'm
As it breathes in and then exhales, it just laughs.
And last question. And question number 5.
Way more of them are out there.
How many more spies are after me?
With its last answer, it breathes out, "You'll have to die to find out." And then it just collapses back on the ground.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
I'm back. What are we questioning?
The body.
The dead.
Yeah.
Too late.
No.
The dead?
There's a second body. I can wake that one up.
What do we know so far?
They killed my parents.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they manipulated, basically made an illusion, made them look like my parents. Mother Night Whisperer is having them track me. His name was Husker. I asked him about the horned devil elk guy. He laughed about the question. And when I asked him how many spies are coming after me right now, he said I had to die to find out. So I'm not sure how I'd find out if I'm dead. So I'm not sure how that works.
Hmm?
So anyways, I can wake the second one if you guys have questions.
Wait. So
Yes.
you just ask them a question and they can just be like,
I mean, they
I'm
don't
not
have
gonna
to
answer
tell
that.
me. They don't have to tell me the truth. They could lie if they feel like they want to say something. Maybe somewhere in their soul flint, maybe there's a person there that's wanting to help. I mean, no possibility.
I mean, couldn't hurt. Have at it.
What the
Okay.
hell are these things even?
I don't know. Or if I have the second one.
You go over to the second
Say that-
body and lay hands on
Did you
it.
say they were all white? Right.
Yeah, they're white skinned with black speckles, mainly on their temples and across their faces in some places.
Would any of us know what they were?
This would seem awfully familiar to us OG characters.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I'll tell you what, Ugbor, you weren't in Hopewell with our OGs. It was
I was
Vorik.
indeed at Rove.
You were in Rove, but Rove.
They
Hmm.
did see changelings because there was that one spot with the dwarves that they looked like that we.
That's right. I forgot about
And
that.
then we did the,
I think there was one in the camp too.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say Ugbor, at least, would be familiar that this is a changeling similar to the ones you've seen impersonate dwarves on your way to Tarmer. And
Can I stab
other
that one?
places.
Didn't I stab a changeling in the alleyway or something?
In Hopewell you did, but
Yeah.
I will say I have Vork
I
roll
don't-
history to see if his body recalls the event. And I'll
I
have
was
you
gonna
roll.
say, but
Yeah,
You
roll-
said white with dark speckles.
yes. Roll with
Yep.
advantage because you are seeing the creature before you, but the DC is going to be an 18.
okay. Well, I got a 6 on the first.
Okay.
Roll it again. Come on, you're gonna roll a 17. That doesn't help.
19.
Oh boy.
Nice.
So as you see this creature before you, like the memory comes flooding back to you gently, not viciously as as your history as a sailor did, but you see images of yourself chasing one through the streets of Hopewell Harbor, assimilating the image of Hank. So you get Hank back in your mind, and you briefly remember the conversation back and forth before it attacked you, and you attacked it back, and killing it in that T-junction of the alley, and your memory trails off after this. But you are familiar with these things and how they operate.
Okay. Was that the one I killed? That was a changeling I killed and didn't mean to kill at first.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
Make it.
wasn't he like a homeless guy? And Wilwick was fucking pissing on him or some shit. He was being real mean. And he tried to run away and like you like tossed a dagger at him. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure that's what happened.
No, there was one. Remember, there was one that we were trying to intimidate that I put up against the wall and fucking stabbed him.
Yep.
And it was like a threat stab, and the threat stab killed him.
Yep.
That was the changeling, right? That I
Yep.
put up against the wall and just kind of.
Yep, and it impersonated Hank that you later saved. So yeah, that's that guy. But Munson, as you lay your hands on the second corpse, it reanimates the same way, breathing in a large breath, and the head rolls on its shoulders across the floor until it looks at you.
So, anyone else have questions? Does anyone
Alright.
know what these are? Any of
Yeah.
them? Before I get too crazy?
Can we like roll history, see if we've seen it before?
I'm just going to say
Ugbor
no
has-
because
Or Douglas speaks out?
Pelno has not seen them. Ugbor can freely speak to him having seen it before.
Oh,
we've seen
yeah.
these.
I forgot that Pale doesn't count as an OG character.
Nope.
Third.
I forgot about that.
You're OG to me.
Old grandpa?
Their mode of operation is that they take on the forms of the deceased.
So I know they didn't kill them.
Matter of fact, Jermail, are you with us still, or are you still gone?
I think his headset's still plugging in. I say he should be able to do his bard and spirit thing. Shit.
Okay, well, he can hear us. Jermail would actually be familiar with these people, as there was actually a couple in Sunder who were very performative and big parts of the theater where he was at. So he would know exactly what these are and how they work. And actually-
Changeling in general,
What's that?
or changelings in general, or just these people right
Ch-
here,
ch-
like
change-
specific.
Changelings in general, and matter of fact, Jermail was actually good friends with a changeling or two.
Oh, okay.
December.
Here we go.
So they can look like different people. That thing about the cog of viola kind of makes a little bit more sense now.
Dustin, you know I almost made a changeling for this game, right?
I did not. I don't think that would have been very interesting.
It would have. I was like, I was sitting here thinking about that. I was almost a changeling for this whole game. Damn.
This spell here, instead of bringing back their soul to their body, it would animate their spirit. Because we're technically an enemy to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fascinating. That sounds about right.
Different a woman in the night. That's
That's
pretty cool.
right. Maybe it wasn't.
Different boy, different toy.
Oh my.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do what I always do best. Hello there, dead friend of mine. What is your name? If you'd spare to tell.
And the corpse breathes out, Turs. Turs.
Oh, I figured it was, but you never know. Okay, question one. Anyone have questions for Terse? He's here for 10 minutes, so you guys have a second or two. You can toss a question if you have one. You know they're working for Mother Whisper. You know they killed my family. Any questions?
I think we should ask about that Fiola.
So ask
Where
about
she
it.
was.
Ugabor, ask away.
All right, I'm
Is
back.
this where you've been staying?
We travel a lot.
Alright, I'm gonna go. If nobody else has anything important, I can just go ahead and waste one.
What do we know?
So far, his name is Terse, and he travels a lot. The Hosker one. While you were actually caught. You were awake for this. They are tracking us for Mother Whisper. They killed my family. I asked them about if they knew about if the Mother Whisper controls the horned devil guy. They laughed about that. Asked them how many spies are after us, and they said, "I'll have to die to find out." And then this one said its name. We asked him about traveling, or if he stays here, and he said that they travel a lot. And there's 3 questions left.
What if we ask about the invasion of Rowanwood? Maybe we can get more detail on that. We could potentially
Well,
help
ask
them
away.
out.
Toss the question.
I mean, sure? You think that that's a wise one?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Either help or not help. I mean, we have 5 questions.
I mean,
Might it be worth it to ask, like, what does Mother Night Whisper want?
We know what she wants.
I mean,
She's
we can ask,
She wants to
can
kill
ask-
everybody?
Yeah, wanting destruction. She's wanting to take over.
Yeah, Night Mother Whisperer wants to be the ruler of all worlds, basically, I believe.
so interesting question here. Not to the person, not to the other thing, but just kind of to us in general. Would a zone of truth work on this?
No. I
No?
believe Zone of Truth is based off living. I don't think it works on a spiritual being, because it's not actually, doesn't actually have its soul, it's a spiritual being. I mean, you could look it up, I'm not sure what Zone of Truth's exact words are.
DM.
I just look up the
Hold on.
spell.
You create a magical zone that guards against
A creature that enters this spell area for the first time. Technically, this would be a spirit, but would it be a creature?
Dead creature.
I'll say
think
from
it-
everything that Munson knows of the spell that he cast, that the spells would not be able to cross in that nature.
Yeah, I would say no, please do not waste such powers, as a creature of this formality would not be able to have any effect on it. It would just affect us.
Do we actually know when and where the army is going to be coming from to attack Rowanwood?
Yes,
We know the north in 20 days.
they're coming from the north, well, 19 now.
North from 19 days. Do we know how big?
No, but we do have locations of mini spies.
Do we now?
thanks-
Okay.
Thanks to Foster.
Okay, that's good.
I have them in my memory bank, and I've drawn a picture, and I have the map studied it for an hour to realize where they are.
Alright, so then, I guess, should we ask about how big this army is?
You can ask. There's 3 questions left.
Alright,
Doesn't mean they'll give you the right answer, but you can ask.
yeah, but it might give us an idea. Alright, well, this invasion force to Rowanwood, how big is it?
The corpse breathes in a deep breath And as it exhales, it wheezes out, as big as is needed.
As big as needed. As big as needed.
I'm sorry. Did anyone else catch that?
Yeah, as big as needed. Is
Oh,
what he said.
yes. Yes, correct.
Okay, as big as needed. Okay, it's like,
Don't worry.
it's
The,
like
the gain
I'm
on
a
the mic.
wizard. I try to catch it.
The gain on the mic filters out what it doesn't think is voice.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna control the 5th question because I think it'll be a wonderful question. But if anyone has a 4th question, by all means.
Should
we what?
Should we try to figure out if they have agents in Roundwood at the moment?
You can ask. Like I said, the creature may not be honest with you, but I could probably cut a deal in question 4, and maybe you can ask it in the 5th question. What do you
Okay.
think? Okay. I'll look at the corpse and say, I'll make you a deal. Question number 4. If you answer our 5th question honestly and promising, we will bring you back to life and give you another chance. Do you agree?
Say that again. I didn't catch all of it, I don't think.
If you answer the 5th question honestly that we're going to ask you, we will bring you back to life and give you a second chance. Would you agree?
The corpse can't learn new information.
Well, no, this isn't new information.
No,
It
it's-
doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died and can't speculate about the future.
yeah. That's fine. That kind of pertains to if you find a corpse in the wild and something's happened around it, it wouldn't know about that.
So you're saying it would know it's dead?
I mean, basically, it would know it's dead, but it wouldn't know anything beyond that. Like if it died and then somebody came through and pilfered its corpse for treasure, it wouldn't know who did that or why or what or anything.
Yeah, no. What all I'm asking is,
Yeah,
we'll bring it back to life if
Totally.
if it answers my 5th question. Is basically
Totally. I'm trying to figure out what it would say.
Yeah. That's fine.
I mean, you can always roll for it.
Yeah, roll for persuasion. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea.
So something that powerful, would that be advantage or regular? That's what I wanted.
I'll say just normal roll.
Damn it! I was hoping. Come on, baby, give me something good. What do I have? A +1. I'm sure I'll be fine. That'd be a 14.
Here. I
14.
was gonna say I could try to persuade it because I have a +12.
Yeah, but I already
Yeah.
asked the question. So
Yeah.
With the 14, I accept your bargain.
See, now if we say yes, and that's technically the next question, so that would ruin it. Oh, is that your bargain? Is that your bargain? Damn it! That's a shitty answer. Well, you guys can ask the 5th question and see what he says about the
Hey,
road thing, I guess.
I just want to make sure you heard me. He said he accepts your bargain. He didn't ask you if that was your
Oh,
bargain.
sorry. I
Sorry.
thought, is that your bargain?
Yes, sorry.
My bad. Accepts my bargain. Okay. So ask him the 4th question or 5th question.
And he has to answer honestly?
Could probably roll an insight to see if he does answer honestly, but if he answers honestly, we could bring him back to life.
Who has the highest insight? I have a 4,
It's probably gonna be Pelino.
probably.
Being a
Okay.
healer. and all
Two.
that
Pel's gonna
stuff.
stick up. Pel's gonna be like, I don't really want to bring him back to life.
No, shut up.
Yeah, likewise.
Where is Mother Night Whisper?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Now he has to decide if he wants to live or give up that information.
Saying that he would do what you said. At the Violet Willow.
Which one?
The violet,
Violet
willow.
Violet willow.
After midnight.
Does anybody know what the violet willow is?
Does any of us know where that is?
No, not even history. None of you have heard of this.
We could send that to Gurky, or we could also send. So that's the fifth question. So the corpse would go back to its state after
Yep,
that fifth question.
Yeah, after it says that, the corpse collapses back into its dead
No, I
state.
can't hear us. Oh, by the way, pal, I wasn't gonna bring it back. I was just seeing if I could persuade to do that. It worked. Perfect. All right, so
Oh,
I go ahead and give.
I was going to like let him take 10 paces and then have Squimbly nuke him. So.
Oh no, we were going to tie him up and make him our prisoner, and then feed him to the griffin.
I go ahead and give the corpse.
Not the Freckles.
Oh yeah, Freckles gonna eat a body. Damn it.
Jeremy, what were you going to say?
What was I saying?
Well, I think Jeremy was trying to say something. What were you saying?
I was just saying I was gonna give the corpse a quick, swift kick.
That'll show him.
Yeah, that'll hurt his energy.
Hey, I gotta do something. I got knocked out over that tire fight. Come on.
It was just a dart. Oh shit, mine's still in the shoulder. Let me pull that out for me, Abdul.
Yeah, sure.
Ow! You're a bastard. Thank you.
You're welcome. Akbar
I
flicks the
forgot.
dart away.
I forgot about the dart. Oh, shit.
Flint scurries over and picks up the dart.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually about to do the same thing. I was about to keep the dart.
And
You just want
Do I
my
have-
blood, you sick bastard.
do I have time to investigate the dart?
It would take probably, we'll say 5 minutes for you to investigate the dart to try and figure out what you can discern from it, if you wanted to.
Oh, what the hell was I gonna say?
The dart appears like a dart.
Not much.
Nope.
So do we still have our talking thing with Gurky, even though he shredded our contract?
Yeah, he did not take your tokens back.
Okay. I will send Gurky a quick message saying I was informed that Mother Night Whisperer was in the Violet Willows. Repeat if you know what I mean.
I am not familiar with this term. I'll investigate.
Right, I'll tell the group. He says he will. Gurky will investigate to see if he knows where that willow is. For us.
This Gurky is doesn't even know where it is, and it is truly a hidden location.
Do what?
I'm saying if he doesn't even know where it is, then this Violet Willow is a very secret location.
I'll tell you what, actually, because something just occurred to me. I'm going to have Vorik, Pell, and Munson roll history for me.
Okay, just straight.
I'm going to tell you right now the DC is going to be 18.
I give myself guidance.
Would you be able to give yourself guidance in this moment? Because it would be.
Guidance.
That would be a. Nope, I don't make it. I rolled 15.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm giving myself
Cups
guidance.
is milky.
What we're rolling?
I got
History.
18 right on the dot.
You know, when
18?
you take a
Okay.
baby,
So
they're
me,
not so
Pell,
happy
and
the
who?
first few nights.
Or
What we rolling?
History.
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 The internet went
Do we have anything with it?
different.
No, I will say though, I think you have inspiration still, maybe?
Wow.
That's up to you.
And you have a flash of genius.
I mean, I got a 17.
Genius.
Okay.
Plus 4.
Okay, so you're giving him the plus 4.
Yeah.
Violet Willow.
So
Violet Willow.
Vorik and Pell, I will say that you, upon thinking for a bit on it, remember something you've seen before that might be construed as such a title. The tree that birthed the animal in your vision in the cave.
Oh yeah, it was a big tree
with the white
covered in
wolf.
violet leaves. Yeah,
Where was that at?
it was in that vision we had in the cave.
Dude, I don't remember.
It was a really big tree. It was like impossibly huge.
Is that the one where like all the elves went to get their runic powers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't really give us details of where it really was, though, did it?
No.
I don't know.
Just
Nope.
we
And,
know
and,
the
and you only
tree
saw
is.
the one white wolf birth from that tree. After that, it was a series of visions of elves and companion animals coming to the stones.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, I've been stabbed. There's 2 dead bodies.
Yeah, let's say we get out of here.
Well, you guys still need food for your griffins unless you want to take these bodies, right? It's insane. Flint, can we see if your griffin will eat part of the body? I mean, can we test the theory?
Yeah, okay, we can walk her by it, but if she doesn't initiate
If she
the
doesn't
eating,
accept it, then I won't ever try to force your griffin. I just want to see if it'll eat it.
oh yeah, I'll walk her by it, let her sniff it, let her, if she wants it, she can have it. But
Akbor
What do I do?
Akbor collects the bodies and walks them outside so that they'd be available.
Okay, so you pick them up and just right there on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snip a little pinky off and see if she do.
Come
I'm
here,
gonna-
Freckles.
I'm gonna have my owls make
Come
sure
here,
there's
girl.
really no one around while we're doing this.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
Would be a 21 perceptions.
Okay. The only thing you see in the area, Munson, is your horses and griffins and camels that have wandered off and are now in various alleyways in the city.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, we gotta go collect our creatures. By the way, we did not tie them off or anything. So animals.
Yeah, while you guys are working on griffin food, I'll go and bring the camels over for me and Jeremy.
Yeah, my
My money.
familiar found the horses, so I'll go grab the horses from me and Vor. If the horse will let me, anyways.
Flint, you got a knife?
Do I have a knife?
Yeah, try to give them a little pinky or something. See if they take to it.
Hey, Squimbly, come here a second.
Pull out your exacta knife, please.
So yeah, I couldn't let you interrogate them because they were already dead, but you remember your favorite part? Oh yes, I remember my favorite part. And he rips one of the pinky fingers off.
Jesus Christ!
You guys hear or I guess whoever's still in the area that's not gathering their animals would hear the separating joints as Squimbly just mechanically separates the finger from the hand.
Good saloon.
Squimbly then holds up the finger and grabs one of the tendons and starts pulling on it to make the finger he's like,
Hello, I'm a changeling asshole, and now I'm dead.
Classy.
We're never
Classy,
gonna be
Squimbly.
Craig. This session will just be Flip Craig.
Okay, so you now have a finger of changeling.
Alright, well, let's take it to the bird. Let's see what your griffin. I'll bring the 2 horses back.
Okay, everybody is able to gather their animals, but let me find my notes here. Where to go? Jeremy, your camel bucks at you and doesn't want to listen to you.
Of course it doesn't.
Just hit it with a dart.
Hey, now we got a knocked out unconscious camel to frag.
since my
your
since my
camel
animal
doesn't
handling
carry
was
you.
22, can I just put my fingers to my lips and like.
Yeah, I'll
Give
say
him
I'll say easily enough. You're able to mime your instructions and offer the piece to your animal if you wanted to do that.
Oh, I meant just a collar.
Oh, you mean to call her? Sorry, I thought you meant
Like
you
whistling
miming.
Epona's song.
Sure. You whistle for your animal, and you don't think it worked at first, but then casually, Freckles walks around the corner and looks at you with a head cock.
There's my good girl. Hey, hey, hey. Do you want some? Do you want this? And I just hold it flat palm out, offering, but it's up to her, you know, she wants it.
She walks over and just kind of, then just kind of leans in a little bit and pecks at it once, leaves it in your hand, pecks at it again, sniffs at it, and then grabs it and then, like leaning her head back and letting it drop into her gullet. She just like hawks the finger down, then licks her beak.
Is that good? Do you want more?
You see her lick her beak again.
I lead her over to the I lead her over to the rest of the body.
One for you, one for you.
And you see her lean down and sniff, and then raise up a paw and swipe at it, like tearing the softest bits of the stomach and torso open, and she begins to pick at the entrails like some of the grossest spaghetti.
And I just while she's digging in, I just gently pet her back.
She allows it.
Good girl.
See,
Good
I told
girl,
you this
Freckles.
would work. We'd have to pay for it or anything.
Come here, spaghetti. Come here. Trying to whistle, but I can't. Fuck, my mouth is dry as fuck.
I have Pell royal performance since his initial animal handling wasn't quite the same as Flint's.
It's all that halfling leaf giving you dry mouth, buddy.
Oh, damn it.
Should have shared.
I'm gonna use lucky. 15 plus 1, 16.
16. It takes a little bit of doing, but you eventually find a pattern and a volume that your griffin responds to, and she looks at you and notices that you're doing it, and then comes over to you.
Hey, look what I got. I just point down to the other body.
Yours sees Freckles going to town and immediately kind of hops, kind of like flaps over, gliding a little bit, and takes very quickly to the other body and begins to dig in.
See,
Dude.
Money, this is how you feed nature. Isn't this beautiful?
Bear in mind, I want to just clarify something. You guys are letting two griffins just eat fresh corpses of a changeling in the middle of a road in the outskirts of Cliff Crack. I can't imagine what any bystander would react seeing this.
Oh, by the way, there's no.
No, it's cool. We know the cog.
My owl is surfing around. There's no one around. It's fine.
While
We're taking precautions because other towns would get in trouble.
while they're eating, I will cast sending to fucking Bongren.
Mm-hmm.
Let me like word it out.
Anyway, so while you guys are wanting to do that, I want to do something a little interesting, at least once before this session's over. And I want to go ahead and activate my spirit tails real quick.
Okay.
Ooh, what'd that do?
So before we get into that real quick, Appel, what was your message to Vongren?
So he would say, we were attacked by changelings. Believe they're in the other districts. Possibly impersonating people. Inform the other cogs if you can, or if possible.
Okay. Duly noted. And as you send that, It takes a moment before he responds. And in the silence, you can sense like this hesitation in his thoughts before he picks his words carefully. Thank you for the information, Pelino. Hang on one second. I'm gonna think about this.
While you think about that, who wants to receive a bonus?
What?
Sure, I'll take it. I accept. I don't know what to, but I'll accept it.
All right,
This fighting's over. I'd love a bonus.
Okay.
So you see me. Okay. Well, now that he's done that, all right, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Longer will respond. Thank you, Pelino, for the information. If you could have Gorky pass the same message on to Lyseri. She's not responding to me.
I mean, just to not take up any time, Pel just say the same thing to Gerky from his ring.
Cool deal. Understood. Now please continue, Jeremiah.
All right. Who was it that was wanting to do it? Was it you, Munson?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you see me pull out 10 little cards, and just side by side, all facing down. I want you to choose from a number 1 through 10.
Oh, I'm going with that. Let's see, 10 die right here. I'm gonna go with a. Hold on. It's a 3.
It's a 3. All right.
Everything's based off dice in this game.
And what's your ability called, Jeremiah? I forget. Spirit something?
It was Spirit Tales.
Tails. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually kind of the worst one to get at this point in time. But if something happens in the next 10 minutes, it will be good. So the Tale of the Clever Animal. So
Are you using the same table?
Yeah, the same table. The Spirit Tales, Bardic
Yeah.
Inspiration Guide, Tale of the Clever Animal, number 1.
Oh yeah, I thought you rolled a 3.
Well, yeah, he
boy.
wrote a 3, but remember when I said that I was going to have like a deck of cards? From,
Yeah.
like 1 through 10?
Oh, you picked.
And
Okay,
I
gotcha.
just kind of spread them out, and it's just him choosing which one.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
And that misunderstood.
So, actually, is it actually something that's Oh no, okay, I can actually retain the tail in mind until for the effect to work. So I'm actually going to hold that right now.
Mhm.
So I can hold that in my mind, and so since this is time based, I'm gonna hold that in my mind. So
Okay.
I
So-
feel advanced already.
So as Munson chooses the card, Jeremiah reveals the card in in his tarot deck. What does the card look like? This Tale of the Clever Animal card.
Lent on his wedding night.
Off the top of your head.
I don't know any tarot card description looks like. So
These would all be totally different anyway.
Alright, it's just kind of, it's pretty much a fox running through and just kind of just evading certain things that you can see in the picture,
Okay.
like a hunter or trap, stuff like that. He's very clever.
Okay, so as he reveals this card of a fox sidestepping an obvious trap on the ground, his eyes dimly glow and his head tilts back, his eyes close, and Jeremiah, you get this vision of an animal evading predators as it sneaks through the woods, and you get the effect that you can hang on to for the next 10 minutes.
Munson gets that effect.
Oh, does Benson get it, or does it?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I could actually retain it because it says while you're holding, at 3rd level, you reach out to spirits or tell their tales through you. While you're holding your spiritual focus, you can use a bonus action to expend. You can retain the tale in mind until you bestow the tale's effect, or you finish a short or long rest. So I'm basically, I already did the action to kind of roll the dice, but I can retain it in my mind
And
like the
deploy it
effect.
at will.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, it'll take a bonus action, I think.
Yeah, so
Y'all can't hear it now,
Mhm.
because you don't see with your eyes, you perceive with your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think of it like this: Munson helped him pick a card just as for entertainment value, but Jeremiel drew the card, had the vision, and now he's waiting to bestow the energy from that to a target.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Munson's like, "What'd you do?" He's like, "Hold on, I'll tell you later."
I feel,
Pretty
I
much.
feel I feel guided already. I picked a card.
Hey, Ugbo, remember when we played cards last?
Oh yeah, yeah. You got rich and I experienced awfulness. It was great.
Pretty beefy
And
from it
the
though.
names they use.
I defeated death.
Taking off tombstones. Yeah.
How much of
And then they
the
got very
Multiple times, I guess. Now.
how much of the bodies did the creatures eat? Do we know?
We'll say, as you guys sat here, the creatures ate the majority of the entrails before they decided they were done.
So they should be good. So do they still have like the legs and all that, right? They just ate
Yep,
the
it's-
inner body.
Yeah, just everything out of the torso. It's a hollow torso with arms and legs.
Well, Pal,
Who was this woman?
if you wanted, Pal, I mean, we could strap off some legs real quick and put them in your bag of holding, wrap them with some kind of cloth on the end where it's bleeding, and then there could be food later for the griffins.
I know this might sound a bit.
Resourceful here, you know.
I think this might be a bit morbid, but what if we like just, their middle part's all gone. So what if we just take the two end pieces and like push them together?
So like hold
So,
it.
are you making a dwarf?
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah, these really are changelings.
Just think of like a blanket with the innards gone, and you just fold the two ends together, tie them
Just
together, and then put like a cloth in the middle so it doesn't bleed all inside.
A weird empty sandwich.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh, and I thought they smelled good on the outside.
No, they'll be in a bag of holding. You won't have to smell them. So yeah, let's do that. Let's fold them up and throw them in the bag of holding. You have two corpses.
He was
griffins
employed as a
are
stripper in one of the
hungry
clubs.
again, then they can feed on them.
I've seen this in the late 1980s.
Bugbor climbs onto the camel.
Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get going before I get shot with another damn dart.
Okay, so having retrieved the bodies and taking some effort and time to fold them and collapse them as much as possible, we'll say that you tie them together with at least bits of rope and maybe some cloth to help in this effort, and put them in the bag of holding.
Should we burn the scrap?
What scrap? You mean whatever's left on the ground?
Yeah.
Nature will take care of it, I'm sure.
All right.
Y'all see that bugbear or that owlbear come over here and eat these guys?
Yeah, I sure did.
Dang.
That was wild, huh?
That's crazy.
I
How much
remember
would you say they weigh, Dustin?
The bodies that remain,
Yeah.
The body
That's-
parts they kept.
being human-sized creatures, I'll say humanoid. They're medium-sized creatures. They would probably weigh in their current state maybe 80 pounds each.
160. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's at least, that should cover quite a bit of the journey for each griffin.
I have two changeling bodies folded in half. They're dead.
We're some sick individuals, aren't we?
No, this
Yes,
is
you
it's
are.
It's all nature, Flint. What is the problem with this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
We're opportunistic.
Just
I
remember
still
this,
want to go to
Flint.
the butcher shop and find
Flint,
out what
remember
what
this.
Freckles' favorite treat is.
Remember this. The last time we left a body, someone got eaten by a wolf.
That's true.
Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Ah, lesson learned. Finish your leftovers.
Exactly. Don't leave leftovers to be found.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, Jay Mighty, you'll learn. It's fine.
Yeah, remember, you chose this.
Yes, you chose to follow us. I'm sorry.
Was
Well,
that
don't
Ugbor?
worry. Don't worry. I've seen much worse in my travel. It's just I'm surprised that it's such all in one area.
With that, Akbor gallops off towards the butcher shop.
Okay. So you're going to the butcher shop. It's a very unassuming building. You go where you were instructed to go, and you don't see anything uncommon about it. It smells like a butcher shop, as much as that is positive, as much as it is a negative. But for our sake, we'll say that you're able to find what you need at this shop. The shop sells mainly beef and fowl, you were told. So the items range from duck, chicken, and goose to various forms of beef.
Okay. Any beef jerky?
There is a very small amount, but there is jerky for sale. You would consider it basically one portion if you wanted to get it.
Okay. I'll take that portion.
Okay, the jerky portion would cost 1 gold.
Okay. And
This jerky is expensive.
Let's see. So that's 1 gold. So, and then let's see. Is there anything else that looks suitable for a journey? Maybe dried bread, something like that.
This is a butchery, not a bakery, but he does have some other bits to go with the meat. He does have some very basic breads and a small selection of cheeses that he has on one side of the shop.
Okay.
As far as the meats go, you can basically assume that beef ages better than poultry in most cases, although the duck meat is very fatty and oily.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Hard to say.
Ugbor will purchase a wedge of cheese as well.
Okay. It's a whitish cheese. Has a very pleasant smell to it, and you'll get a pretty hefty portion of it.
Okay.
We'll say 5 silver for that.
All right.
As we're traveling on the horse to the blacksmith, there would be a very inner evil smile in Munson as the revenge for the murder of his family was basically been restored.
Okay. Now, are you heading to a blacksmith? Because I heard butcher.
You know what I meant, to wherever the group was headed. Just while I was on the road.
Okay.
Can I get a charcuterie board or something? Just different types of just a sample pack.
Split. Just get a whole bunch all at once. Listen, man.
While they're inside,
20 pounds of beef, chicken, duck, and goose.
Yeah, he offers you a variety portion of different meats. Nothing great in quantity, but has a nice selection of every one of them. And for that sample board that includes a small portion of bread and cheese and even a couple sticks of pretzel is going to run you 2 gold.
You know, I thought we were traveling through the desert, not going to a king's feast.
We're going to a queen's feast.
Well, while you guys doing that, I'm gonna fucking peddle some goddamn money outside the butcher shop.
All right, I'm going to
Okay.
Butcher, I have an odd request. Oh, sorry, fine.
Oh no, I'm just gonna like Flint's gonna just take the charcuterie board outside and see if Freckles has any preferences.
You know, a charcuterie board is just a lunchable that went to college.
You know, you're right.
It is.
You take the board out and you roll a dice here.
I'm sure this is something that you were not prepared for such bonding of griffins.
Freckles sniffs the board, and it actually first eats the cheese, and then goes back and sniffs the meats, and decides to take a mouthful of beef. Just a flank steak.
Oh man, I'm already out of that.
Beef and cheese it is. And so I will just I'll go with Pell's idea, but I will buy more beef than anything, and then however much cheese I can purchase.
Okay. You have basically unlimited quantity of everything in the shop except for cheese. There's only about maybe half a wheel of cheese left in the shop. If you bought the whole thing, it would probably cost you like 2 gold for the cheese.
Done.
Okay.
Butcher, I have an odd request. I know that this probably isn't something that people usually ask for, but do you have any twine or rope?
He actually has a fair supply of twine and butcher's paper. Yes.
I'd be willing to pay you a premium for all the twine you can give me.
He looks back on his wall and considers how much he needs for his daily operation, but he leaves the one on the wall beside the paper that he uses to wrap up packages for retail, and he goes in the back and brings back a giant spool of twine, and he sits it down and says, about 20 gold for that. It's a giant spool, though.
Ugbor kind of handles the spool and kind of feels how heavy it is. Does he feel like he's getting like overly ripped off, or just mildly ripped off?
Probably mildly, from what you've experienced in shops. By big, I mean it's probably about 1.5 feet wide and has a very small donut diameter in the middle, like for a gap that would be used to hang this on the wall, or what he has attributed or used on some other contraption. You're getting probably in twine length, like close to 500 feet worth of twine.
20 gold gets the twine, and I'll take some of those pretzel sticks too. Sound fair?
Done. And he hands you a handful of pretzel sticks and a giant wheel of twine. The twine weighs about 30 pounds.
Okay.
Is anybody else getting anything else at the butcher shop?
Yeah, well.
How much would it be for 20 pounds of beef, chicken, duck?
20 pounds worth? He thinks for a second and writes some numbers down on paper, looking around at his inventory. For the total, like you talking about 20 pounds total or 20 pounds each?
Thanks to self, I do have 2 dead bodies in there. Just all together.
Okay, so 20 pounds evenly distributed. Probably about close to 8 gold. We'll say 8 gold.
Isn't that gold?
All right. You now have 20 cumulative pounds of meat.
Alright, I'm done.
Yeah, so I will buy. So he did like. Pell, you bought like. All like 4 different kinds.
Yeah, like 5 pounds each.
Yeah, I will. I'll take 20. Wait, are the different meats going to be costing different amounts, or?
Yeah, the duck and goose are a little more expensive than the chicken and beef.
Okay. Do you have any advice on how to make the beef keep longer?
Salt. Lots of salt.
Okay.
You either want to apply salt or dryness to meat in order to get to keep.
Right. I will get 10 pounds of beef,
Okay.
and then I don't know, like 3.33333 pounds of the other 3.
All right. Fair enough. We'll call that 4 gold.
Deal.
He thanks you and invites you to come again if you have any current needs.
I got some as well. I would like to get. How much is 10 pounds of just salted beef?
Pre-salted beef, or when you for 10 pounds, will cost you 6 gold.
6 gold. And do you have any spare fat that you might have? That not be done just for other things.
Yeah, if you want
Grease.
basically a jar of grease. Yeah, I can say that for a couple silver. We'll say 3 silver.
All right. So you said 6 gold and 3 silver, huh?
Yep.
All right. I will take that.
Okay. Jeremy, in your performance, although you did very well in your performance, there wasn't anybody on the street at this time, so you feel well practiced, but didn't benefit monetarily from it.
That's fine. Practice helped because it's been a while.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so what else are you guys doing at this time after doing your purchasing at the butcher?
Does the butcher sell salt?
Yeah, he has some, yes.
Okay, actually, do you have was there salted beef on the board?
Yeah, I bought salted beef.
That I gave to. What?
No, it wasn't salted beef. It was just plain raw beef.
Oh, okay.
Since you asked for the materials raw, I believed.
Gotcha. Let's see. How much for just like a sample of salted beef? I just want to see if my griffin likes it salted. She'll eat it.
Yeah, it's just a sample, and he cut you off a small piece, probably no bigger than your thumb. There, you can have that sample, no problem, no charge.
Much obliged. And I go outside and offer it to Freckles.
Freckles sniffs it, and then just kind of snubs his beak a little bit at it. And...
Not having it, huh?
We'll see how he's not having it when he's starving.
She,
my bad.
And I'm given to understand that there are some mean cultists out there, and I bet they taste delicious.
They probably do. Oh yeah, Ugbor followed Flinton outside. He gets onto his camel and starts looking around while he's having this conversation.
All right.
Hell's already on spaghetti.
Okay. So 3 people are with their animals. What say the rest of you?
Orc really has no reason to be in here, so.
I never went in, so I was on my
He's
animal.
been a federal fugitive for 17 years.
Cool deal.
So we knew he was going to be.
So,
What the hell was that?
late night programming. Yeah, so you guys are on your animals. What are you doing now? Are you heading out of town?
Yeah.
So the cog knows what just went down?
Yeah, I told him.
You were here the whole time. How did you tell him?
I'm magical.
Ah,
You'll have to get used to that. He does that a lot.
I see. Fair enough. Carry on.
Yeah. Yes, our big purple elf friend is very magic.
So, someone here said they know where all the spies are, right?
Yep, I do.
Which one's the closest one? I guess that's be the first place to go.
We have a different mission to do right now besides worrying about them.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going for riches, dude.
I'm gonna go fight a flying potential, thingy-majigger in the air. Who knows? Off to the desert!
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, the last time you guys fought a flying thing, it almost killed you all.
Indeed.
Nope, I was fine.
Yeah, that was good. I fought that thing the entire time.
So you guys are currently...
He was a good guy, actually.
It kind of fucked up, Alfred there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't die to a dragon. He died to, the guy that decided to be a really rude creature.
Yeah, he was fingered to death.
Sometimes flying things aren't the worst. It's the little guys that finger you.
Oh, no.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
So you guys are currently in Cliff Crag, as dictated by my circle there. Where are you headed, precisely?
Well, the way I see it, we could either pass, or we could go around.
Well, I
towards
thought you
Shale.
wanted to go. I thought you wanted to take more time. I mean, was there a pathway through here that kind of went up, or were you thinking trying to go all the way around the mountains and around?
Those are the only two paths I can think of.
I mean, you can
I'm
always
fine
go
with
this
either.
way.
Yeah, but that one's like really out of the way.
Yeah, but that's also through more forest, which you could run into Dreamweaver or anything like that. And according to my spy statistics, obviously these must have been the spies that were in Cliffcrag. That's where all my red dots were. Right of Sandplate looks like there's potentially the spies. There's supposedly one in Rowanwood, which I think was the one that we encountered at the beginning when we landed near the water. And
So, what if we go west? We can stop in Shale, gather up whatever last-minute supplies we may need for heading out to the desert, and if we counter those spies there, so be it.
Well, there should be no spies in Shell, but maybe in the Sand Plates area.
Well, yeah, but we'll
those
be
are more
in...
like dragon worshippers, so yeah.
Well, I mean, if we happen to encounter the said spies and kill said spies, so
Has
hey, we're
anyone
gonna take two
been-
bids with one stone.
Has anyone been to Shell?
I've never been.
I mainly stepped to
Flint
the
used to
south
live
along
there.
something.
Who used to live there?
Master Flint.
Sorry, I forgot my mic had sort of swung away from my face. I used to live there.
Oh, is it still habitable, or do you know anything happened to it?
It was barely habitable when I was there.
So you're telling
Pretty
me
much
it's
a
a
dust
waste
bowl.
of time to go that route, so we should just go this route?
I mean, if you want one of those handy dandy ice boxes, that's the place to go.
Will be useful in the desert.
Alright, well, I mean, I guess put up to a vote. Who wants to go to Shale, or wherever that you want, or through the woods, through the mountains, up to the Sandplate we go. I guess type of 1 for Shale and a 2 for the mountains on Chev. I say 2. I'd rather do mountains. So it's 3, 4, 6. Well, work added together, he's the smartest of the group.
He's like, I don't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit. So I would say 2 wins the overall odds then.
Alright.
So you're traveling through the mountains? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So we'll be going through the mountains, taking a path, and then trying to head up this direction. I think is kind of what Ugabor was saying.
Okay. Okay. Well, if that is the path, then you guys can certainly set off. So, as you guys get on your animals and begin travel, traveling at a fair pace, your animals are well rested, and recently fed. The way you travel is largely grasslands, some wood sparses here and there, but you're traveling along the foothills of the mountains outside of Cliff Crag. You'd have to travel outside of the Cliff Crag shell, basically, because Cliff Crag is set back in the dome of mountains. And after you exit that area, you could then circle around through the mountain range behind it. As you do this,
coming around the mountain when we come.
You will. Who would like to take lead on this?
Real quick question. Pelinel, do you think we should do like a like an Overwatch kind of thing?
Yeah, we can kind of scout ahead of them. We should be like, how far away is the Psychic Whispers? It's like a mile, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So yeah, we should, as long as we're like within.
Now remember, if you're too far and you get attacked, then it will take us a long time to get to. So remember that.
No, I was saying like we could stay like maybe 2,000 feet up in the air.
Okay, you realize
Well,
2,000 feet up in
no.
the air, you're not really gonna see much.
Yeah.
Ground
Yeah,
wise.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Now maybe if you're like 100 feet in the air, then you know give
Yeah,
you
that was
maybe
what I was thinking. Just like
have height
300 feet.
to give a good vision up to however far distance.
Better vantage.
Let's just go
and
to the moon.
Go to the moon.
We could fly.
What's a horse? 50? 50?
But yeah, we could stay, a little bit further ahead for them, so we could hopefully get them like through some quicker passes.
So a riding horse is 60 feet, and yours is 80 feet, and your camel is 50.
Nice.
So write that down. We should know what our animals can do. 60.
Got a
Okay,
stat
then,
block for us to get.
Pelinel,
So you
would
guys
you prefer
are a
to,
little faster.
would you prefer to blaze the trail or just keep an eye on the rest of the party, make sure that nothing untoward attempts to creep up behind them or from the sides?
Well,
I'm pretty perceptive. I could stick towards the back while you stay up front. But if I'm up front, I probably see things a little bit before you would.
Ugbo rides up alongside Munson and says, you should let them know to check in every so often, in case we lose sight.
yeah, well, if we have the psychic whisper, then they should be able to communicate every so often with us, right? Like it's unlimited?
I didn't know who all was on that. I thought it had
Everybody
like a
but
5
J-Money.
member limit. Okay.
No, he rolled a D8, or no, it's 5 total. He did everyone but J Money, and I think it's for 5 hours.
Okay.
So
Then,
5 hours
I
they can communicate with us.
I just let him know, hey guys, you might want to check back in like every 5 or 10 minutes. Let us know you're alright.
Okay.
Sounds good.
As you guys set off on your new adventure with your new animals that you're traveling with, both Pelinel and Flint in the air taking vantage. I'll have Pel and Flint roll perception for me.
Oh, that was a bad idea on my part. Ooh, the hits keep coming.
All right.
Would we get advantage being in the air?
Advantage doesn't help him out.
I would
Do you
say
think
no.
it's gonna matter?
I would say no, because while you can see farther, and this applies to a farther range, you also see less things because they're farther away. So it kind of evens out.
19.
19.
Hey, Flint, this is you up front.
So, with about...
I accept that.
Now, we started with, let me see, double checking... Psychic Whispers. 5. So there's 5 hours on the Psychic Whispers. You've already burned basically 1 hour. So we'll say there's 4 hours left on the Whispers. And you are able to get, we'll say, with the slowest member of the group being camels, it is still not quite double your speed, a little bit less than double. So that said as well, it's also a little bit past noon at this time. Like we're talking maybe 2, 3 o'clock. So for the rest of the day, before it gets nighttime, you can travel. We'll say you can get almost to the other side of the range. We'll say you can get almost to the other side of the mountain range before nightfall. And Pelennel, you can see from your vantage point being in the air, a small campsite with a fire going. Even during the day, it's going towards evening. But you can see a small campsite with a fire lit, and it's hard to see how big the campsite is from this point, but you can see that you're heading towards that campsite.
Hey guys, there's people up here.
It depends on if you want to go that direction, but you would be able to make it there by the time night fell if you wanted to.
Is it like a city or just like a camp?
That looks like a camp from back here.
Do you and is it in front of us or behind us?
If we keep heading that direction, we can get there by night.
Dungeon Master, what heading is the campsite relative to Pell and Flint?
Let's say you guys are here currently. The campsite would be about there, like just on the other side of the mountains, like just inside of the pass from the other side.
Okay, so we would be moving to the west?
Northwest, yeah.
Okay.
What if we increase the speed of the griffins and have Flint and Pell go ahead enough to get a better sighting of the campsite before we all just wildly walk into it?
I figure that's actually probably a really good idea because the sun will be with them. They'll be very unlikely to be noticed.
Yeah, you want to go, Flint?
Let's do it.
Hi-ho spaghetti.
Okay.
And then the rest of us will continue slowly clambering through the passage.
Yeah, we'll stay at 50 to stay at the camel speed, so we're all together.
Okay. So, Flint and Pell, as you speed off closer with the day getting later and later, you eventually get close enough to see that it's just a simple campsite. There only seems to be one individual there who's just, sitting around the fire. There's only one tent set up. Not much going on.
Pretty suspicious, huh, Flint? Just one guy out here.
I think we should kill him.
Oh.
Just to be safe.
Oh, no.
Wait. How close are we to Rowanwood?
Pretty far.
Okay, let's kill him.
Hold on. He's not that suspicious.
We're feeding the griffins, damn it.
What?
We're feeding the griffins.
She's a hungry girl. She's my hungry good girl.
And this is how the party suddenly becomes just hobo murderers. Or murder hobos. Just to feed the griffins.
Eat spaghetti.
Yeah, it started with the
can we tell anything? Go ahead, Ugbor, sorry.
I was just gonna say it started with the Phoenix and it just went downhill from there.
Just to be clear, what's everyone's alignment right now?
Chaotic good.
Mine's neutral.
Mine's chaotic neutral.
Chaotic good. I was not actually gonna.
Mine is true neutral. Either way.
Well, I think chaotic neutral actually because Flint's seen some shit.
Chaotic neutral.
Aren't you lawful neutral, Ugbor?
No, there for a while I was lawful. I was lawful good.
With the works only.
I thought the one of those cards changed their alignment.
My alignment has changed twice. One of the cards changed my alignment. I was originally like chaotic, neutral, I think, something like that. And then my alignment changed. But then because of the way I was acting, the DM instructed me to change my alignment to neutral.
Okay. Carry on.
I might just be chaotic now.
Do we notice anything about this person? And have they noticed us yet? Or do they appear to have noticed us?
How close are you getting?
They should be. You all should be staying up high, because you have the sun on your back. So if they looked up, odds are they would just see the sun.
You're just a really big bird. They wouldn't really see us on top of them, I don't think.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be casting like a massive shadow or anything?
Well, the sun's on
Not
you,
that big.
so it all depends on what angle you guys are coming at.
I mean, hell,
I mean, you guys still me?
you have all the experience here, so I think I'm just gonna follow you. What do you think we should do?
I mean, it is just one person. It's not like a horde of people or anything out here. We can see more people.
That we can see.
That we can see. But it's just one tent.
Maybe
Unless
it's possible.
like,
Hey, you remember that time Gurky was sleeping in a tent? Just one tent?
no. I was fighting a fucking elephant boar or boar.
Alright, what do you guys do?
Chimes in at the group chat. So, what's it look like over there?
There's just one dude.
There appears to be one individual at a campsite sitting outside their tent.
Menacingly.
All right. If we were to go over there, we could get there by night. Do you think it's safe, or should we camp somewhere else?
Well, I think we're going to have to either, I think we're going to have to either avoid them or, find out more about them before the whole gang shows up. Just to be safe,
Yeah. So why don't you guys hold off, and as we're getting close, maybe within 20 or 30 minutes from the location, you all go down and say hello.
Now, you guys keep scouting around, I would say, while we start getting closer. Just in case.
Yeah, we could find like a little vantage point and just sit around.
While we wait for the others, can I, sort of let Freckles do her own thing? Like, if she wants to do some, tricks or whatever, or let her off the chain, let her fly as fast as she wants, that kind of thing?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Well, I'm either gonna have fun with the world's best girl, or
die a horrible death.
We're gonna be mountless.
just basically just doing, whatever fun whatever seems like.
Flint has sat down on a motorcycle for the first time. Mind you, he's not ridden a bicycle before. So, the first thing he's gonna do is a wheelie.
Yeah, exactly.
I just sort of want to let her take the reins, since we're gonna be chilling for a while. So let her, if she wants to fly fast, she can fly fast. If she wants to cruise, she wants to cruise. I just want to.
Brother, I say you run that risk, man. Double down on life.
So you're
that's when she just goes crashing into the ground at high speed.
So are you on her at this time? Or are you standing with Pell, like on a cliffside, we'll say somewhere
Hell,
nearby.
Hell, have you landed?
No.
I mean, if you're
I hope not.
if you were going hog, I mean, he would kind of stand somewhere that, like, where he could see him, but still knows where, like, the party is coming from.
Okay, so
Munson asked that while you guys are waiting on us, that at least one of you scout around. Perhaps that's what Flint. What did you say her name was?
Freckles.
Freckles could be doing. Since
Okay.
she's going on a bit of a fly walk.
so I just want to be sure. Pell said he wanted to get a vantage
exactly.
point.
A fly walk. That's kind of what I want. Like, I want to, since I want to scout around, but I also want it to be like fun for her, like a little bonding experience, you know. So if she wants to pick up speed or try some dives or whatever.
Okay, but you're on her back while all this happens.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So,
And this is happening, I guess, moving away from the campsite. So like in the more general area.
gotcha. Okay. So scouting around and letting Freckles do her thing and kind of wonder where she will. She's going to immediately, once you release the reins and she is, figured out that she is free to do whatever, she's going to dive immediately towards the trees and then pull up hard and then glide along the tops of the trees, banking from hillside to hillside before swooping up into the air, and then really just doing some gentle maneuvers in the sky.
Flint is hanging on for dear life and laughing his ass off.
Flint, I'll have you.
Also trying to keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Okay.
Hey, Jay Money. They're gonna scout out a campsite ahead. We're gonna head towards that campsite. I know that you're not in our little communications.
Oh,
Figured you just-
interesting. Is there
Just
anyone
might
in there?
wanna know. From what we can gather, it looks to be about one guy.
One guy
Kinda-
out here in the
yeah.
middle of nowhere?
Yeah, it's not unheard of. It's possible he came from the sand plate. Maybe there used to be more than one guy, and now there's not.
Well, I mean, once we get there, if things don't go all hostile, I mean, I could talk to him.
I mean,
I could
if they do, I
persuade
could
him
just, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I
Well, I
make
mean,
it
I
go
could-
away.
Yeah, but maybe I could persuade them to, that we're not hostile and we share a campsite. I do have a bit of a silver tongue myself,
Hopefully, that's the best of it. Let's make the peace, get through this.
Exactly, Munson, you get it. Like we pull up from that dive and I'm just like,
He is having the time of his fucking life.
Flint is just cackling.
And with Flint's perception skills, he's percepting the fun.
Yeah, I'm probably perceiving the fun more than I'm
Yeah.
around.
You're like, there's stuff around?
Hey, see that giant tree? Let's go do a circle around it.
Oh, just Griffin things.
So as
He
you
could and
guys,
she would.
as you guys close the gap between the ground force and the Flinton Air Force, it gets pretty late in the evening. From what Flint and Pell are able to gather from your vantage as the day grows later and the fire grows more distinct against the background, it just seems to be one guy. Nobody else has moved around the campsite. Nothing else has happened. And the person there is just, sitting around. He seems to be working on something, while he sits around his campfire. That's about it.
I like.
Sounds suspicious to me. I think we should kill him.
Wait, just go ahead. We'll go tell this guy that there's like 5 people getting ready to come up here and he shouldn't freak out.
Okay, so you're going to approach him?
We should tell him two people are coming behind us.
Well, first in the group chat, I'll be like, "You guys close?"
BM, how close are we by this point?
By this point, you're probably just like a matter of minutes behind them.
We're coming up.
3 minutes away.
Alright, we'll go talk to that guy real quick.
Alright.
So, Pell swoops down with his griffin as Spaghetti and Pell eventually get close to the campsite. Spaghetti pulls up and lands gracefully in the area, and the man who's working on something in his hands in the campsite just turns over and looks. You see, it's an older looking human, graying in hair, a slight beard but well kept, gray in color. He's wearing casual clothes, nothing frilly, nothing super colorful. But he just turns around and gives a casual wave and keeps working on whatever he has in his hands.
Howdy. A bunch of my friends will come up here in a second. May have to camp somewhere around here tonight. Just want to let you know.
Oh, you're welcome to join me if you so wish. But my name's John. This is just where I currently am at the moment. But you're welcome to join me if you want.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name's Frank. I'm gonna tell my little guys real quick. Well, hold on 1 second. And he'll hold a finger up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm talking to I'm talking to the guy. His name's John. He seems real friendly.
They're all friendly.
What brings you out here, John?
Oh, I wonder a lot these days. It's a long life. I found peace in the wilds.
Hey, you telling me? Same. John, this is Spaghetti.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
She's a very good girl.
At this time, eventually, in the next couple minutes, the rest of the group rolls up.
Oh, okay. I was gonna have Flint do his entrance, where basically he and Freckles come just careening down in like a barrel roll dive and barely stick the landing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remind her what a good girl she is, and then I break off a piece of cheese and give it to her.
Welcome, friends. It's good to have you. Please feel free to pitch tent wherever you feel like.
As I arrive, I'll cast invisible myself before I get there.
Okay. With your invisibility.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, I meant to mute myself, but I kept missing the button.
No worries. Seeing invisible in yourself, you as you approach, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It's just this man sitting alone.
Lasts an hour, so I can kind of look around with it, just in case. See if there's any kind of shrine above us, just kind of doing a multi-check.
Forgive me, I didn't expect company. I don't have any food on.
Oh, you're fine. We got some.
And as
Yeah,
you guys,
Pell, why don't you grab something out of your bag for him?
Please, for the love of God, do not bring out the 2 goddamn corpses.
do you say that out loud?
No.
No. You don't actually.
But I will say, however, out loud, well, thank you for the, sharing your campsite here. While our friend here, Pell, brings out the food, I can offer a little bit of entertainment, if you all will.
If you so choose, and those of you that are able to see now that he has a metal tool of some sort, and he's carving something that's in his left hand.
How long have you been on the road, my friend?
I've lost track of the years.
Speaking.
merchant by chance?
No, not a merchant. Don't have much money at all, actually.
Who needs it?
What brings you here?
What you making?
We are gonna go test out the deserts.
Trepidous place, that. As to your question, I find pleasure in carving. He holds up a small rock that he has carved what seems to be a bear's face in, like the outline profile of a bear. Just a gray
Wow.
rock.
Outstanding.
I pulled my staff out and I kind of show it to him. Like, if I remember, I carved this many years ago myself.
Keep it in your pants, Bard.
And Jeremy holds a hand up to Flint. Please, what is it you have to share?
I was just saying that I used to do a lot of carving myself. The staff I use quite a lot. I made myself back to my earlier days.
Looks like you've done a very good job of it. He just examines from afar.
Thank you.
I can find sticks. Does that count?
It is more than It is more than amazing for a amateur.
There's always a first step to be
I
taken.
found a stick once and gave it to Flint. Yep.
Sorry?
I said I found a stick once and gave it to Flint.
And what a great story that turned into.
So, would anyone like to listen to some stories?
I
I'll
love
take
a story.
It is something I have learned among my travels. If anyone who's interested in listening, gather around.
Do I have to write this down?
No.
Will you
No.
remember so I don't have to?
There's nothing to remember. This is literally just me doing something.
Just checking. Information is important in my life.
But I'm gonna go ahead and do my spirit session.
Mhm.
So, because I'm assuming this is starting to be a short/long rest now. I'm guessing.
Yeah, you guys are basically short resting right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my spirit session. So, how many of you guys are gonna be actively listening, so to speak?
Me.
All right.
I'll listen.
I could be a bit of duck, but I'll do it.
John is
Uh,
listening.
4. All right.
You guys want any duck?
Lucky.
I have.
I'd
I
have
have
some
some.
duck.
Yeah, I'll have some.
I want to do something random.
So the FBI deployed to Florida.
I mean, I'll eat duck too, but
All right. So then we have 5, and then I'm guessing the old man is wanting to listen too.
Yeah, he's definitely listening.
All right. So then that'll be 6 different people. 7, including myself. Wow, this is gonna be a good one. Okay, let me read this real quick.
Do you say 7?
Yeah, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is everyone listening in the party?
I don't know.
You guys are in very close proximity, so if they're not listening, they're actively not listening.
Well, yeah. When I'm saying listening, I meant are you? Because it's a ritual, and it's like however many people are going to take part is how many levels of a spell I can run.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm listening.
So, okay. So because including the old man, because it also says including yourself.
Mhm.
You can conduct the ritual with a number of willing creatures. Oh, wait. Okay.
Equal to your
Oh,
proficiency
never mind.
bonus.
Yeah, so it would only be a max of 4. Okay.
Mhm.
So 4 of us are listening, and the rest of us are pretending to listen.
Pretty much. Alright, well, so you guys just kind of see me kind of just sitting down and weaving my hand, and my eyes, my mouth just kind of glows. And as I'm talking, I mean, Dustin, you can, interdict me whenever, but just kind of, you guys start seeing a little bit of like a faint, transparent figures just kind of dancing, and then it's just kind of
And as he's speaking, these spiritual creatures represent both people and animals, buildings and scenery. The story comes to life before him as the spiritual energy aids him in telling the story with visual aid, at the conclusion of which the energy withdraws back into himself.
goddamn, you're much better at explaining shit than I am. Like, yeah, it's perfect. Exactly what I wanted to tell that.
And so you can choose a spell of divination or necromancy to learn for the next while.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting tale. Would you be interested in the tale?
I'm always interested in hearing other people's tales.
The tale I'm going to tell you, and he continues to work on his carving as he does, is a tale you won't remember. Matter of fact, you won't remember me. This tale is a tale of me. I initially set out in a land south of here to defeat something that was afflicting a small area of people that I was fond of. And in order to accomplish this task, I had to seek aid. And I sought aid in the wrong places. I came into contact with a being that took advantage of my situation, and while assisting me in ridding the area of the evil, I was forced to recuse myself from this world. I succeeded in my task, but when I was done, no one remembered me or what I had done. That was not important, but I went home to a family that didn't recognize me, that assumed me an intruder, so I had to leave. My friends thought me a stranger. I was a ghost of a man. It seems that anybody I meet forgets me after our first interaction once the day cycles. I've not been able to make friends, as no friendship can last more than a day. So I wandered and found myself now in this area, but when you wake, you won't remember me. I'll probably be gone before then anyway. But just to make it easier on yourselves. But when you wake, you won't remember this tale, or me, or my name, or any of our interaction, it seems. But for the time being, the company is pleasant. And he takes his carving as he finishes the last of it and puts his metal tool away. He searches your group and stands up and walks over to Munson and hands over the token to him. And it's just a grayish, cream-colored rock with a bear carved in the front of it. When he goes back and sits down.
Do you remember who it was that you... Do you remember everything?
Oh yes, I remember everything. I've considered going to priests to have this curse removed, but it's too late in my life. I am in my later years, and if such an affliction were to be removed, it would matter little. Everyone I know and cared about has moved on, and I would surely die before I get back.
Get back where?
A land south of here, past the Wingon Ocean.
Viola?
Well,
No.
what if we could give you the ability to move past that?
No,
Make new
it's-
memories. Meet people again.
It's very kind of you, but I've resigned my life out here. I found peace, and I intend to keep it.
Fair enough.
What did you make a deal with?
A god with power, it seems, but not conscious.
Not conscious?
Conscience.
Oh.
They got what they wanted, and I got what I needed. But
Who were they?
some greater beings are without name and don't volunteer much information. This being seemed to delight in madness, and while I knew what I thought I saw, I knew what I needed to save my friends.
You didn't end up saving him in the end, were you?
No, they were saved. I did what I set out to and intended, but this was the price. My friends' lives were at the cost of my own, but they'll never know it.
Was it worth it to you?
I've asked myself that many times, and I think so.
Well, that's all that matters.
That's what I've judged.
You seem like a pleasant enough dude. It's gonna be sad not to remember you tomorrow.
Well, such is the way. I'm old, and it's far past my bedtime. If you'll excuse me, I tend to lay down. And he rises and nods his head to all of you, and then begins towards his tent.
Okay, anybody want to see if he was, like, lying?
Well, I was wondering about that. If the way he kind of made it sound like his punishment was, I don't know, but he seems to be stuck in like a limbo state.
Yeah, Jeremy,
But
if you want to, you can make an insight check.
An insight check, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
No.
I ain't gonna say shit.
No, I mean he seemed honest enough.
Yeah, I mean it's just based on my experience. It almost seems like his punishment was almost like stuck in limbo, but in life. Whether he'd be like that again in death or not, I do not know.
Whether that's actually his situation, or he just thinks that.
Maybe. I guess we will only know until tomorrow.
Could be getting groundhogged.
Now that would be interesting. I mean, was he surprised to see you guys when you land next to him?
He didn't seem bothered by it. He just waved to me and kept carving.
Interesting.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, if everyone wants to do some resting, I can play a Song of Rest. For we, it's a nice lullaby.
Nice what?
Lollop.
Some lullaby if you want.
Pale's gonna be casting Leomund's tiny hut.
Okay. So I take it everybody's just going to settle in for a rest then?
Yes, sir.
There's the pet left.
Well, a trance. Yeah.
I do
Okay.
believe Munson summoned his dog.
Okay. So, dog summoned. Pel, your hut is created. Is anybody keeping watch, or are you just choosing to rest this evening?
I'll keep watch for the first part at least. Like I said, I would like to play my, just do some singing and, do Song of Rest. So if anyone's injured by some ungodly reason, like myself, roll a d8 plus 4. Or was it d4? Let me check. Maybe d4.
Okay. So,
D8 or d6 plus 4. Or d10
And
plus 4.
she wasn't an observed person. But she,
Are you
No,
sure it's not a
D8.
D12?
No, it's a d8. I'm seeing a bunch of different numbers at once. I'm getting things confused. It's a d8 at 9th level. It would have been a d10 at 13th level.
I got you. So,
Okay.
and what is this for? What is this roll for?
It's for just if you're hurt or something, it's just something. Instead of expending one of your hit
Hit
dice.
die.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Jermaine, since you're taking first watch, I'll have you roll a perception for me.
All right. I really wish I put that as my fucking proficiency.
16. You stay up and you play with the fire, keeping the fire alive and company. And during your watch, you don't notice anything. Eventually, you get drowsy. Who do you wake up for second watch?
I'll go knock on his Pel's little tent thingy-majobber and ask if he wants to take watch since he's an elf.
Yeah. Now, I'm not an elf. Like, I know I look like an elf. I'm not an elf.
Oh, well, forgive me.
You're fine.
I actually haven't really met much of your kind. I just assumed you were a sub of an elf, so.
Kind of like. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. It's weird. You go to
Alright.
sleep. He will let. You can stay in here if you want. I mean, it's kind of. Nobody can really get to you, if anything.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just sleep against one of the trees near the fire. I like to sleep outside under the stars.
Hill will keep watch. Stare at the moon for a little bit.
Okay. Looking at the moon and keeping a watch on the night sky. You appreciate your goddess's beauty, both in form and in her appearance this way. You also take note of the Malar moon making its rotation around, but nothing nothing happens tonight. Make a perception check for me.
Good. No elephants tonight.
24.
24. You notice some little animals pop their heads up and around, maybe some rabbits nearby, but it's very peaceful in this little cove that you found passing through the mountains. And nothing else seems to happen that evening. And by the time you feel like your watch is over, what are you doing?
So Vork only needs to rest like 4 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
and I assume it's been 4 hours, so he'll go overboard. Be like, hey, bub, time to get up.
I'll just so my eyes are already whited out anyway, but they would seem like glossed over and then just come out of it.
They just like roll from the top of your head.
Yeah, they're rolled back and they just roll back forward. Like, yep, I'm here.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I was watching that.
Okay, so Vorik, if you're taking the final 4 hours of watch, you can roll perception for me. $13. You don't really see anything. The night is very peaceful, rolling into the morning. The only thing you see is that just before morning, just before it starts to get even a little bit of light outside, the man that you've spent the last night with comes out of his tent and, as quiet as he can, packs everything up in a small duffel. He throws over his shoulder, and then, thinking that everyone's asleep because you haven't moved, he just looks at your group one more time, then turns around and heads off into the trees in a different direction. And then
I want to try to make a mental note of the direction he went.
Okay.
That'll.
Then eventually, in a few more hours, the sun rises comfortably in the sky. It's a little cool today. And when the sun is fully in the sky, your group wakes up one by one. Munson.
Or the long rest button, right?
Yeah, you guys can hit the long rest button. Munson, search. If you search your inventory for something new, or to take a tally of yourself, you'll find the stone that you received last night blank. No carvings on it at all, except maybe a washed out, unrecognizable divot in the front. And you may open your physical package I mailed you and find this stone. But you don't know how you got it. You don't know how you got it. You don't remember talking to anybody here. You remember setting up camp and Jeremiel doing a story of sorts, but the night is mostly washed with comfortable jury memory.
Nice rock, Munson. Where'd you get that?
And this, we have our second opening of a package.
This is the 1 to 4th, I think.
Oh, Jesus, I missed the other two? Fuck!
No, there was... Pell had the explosion scroll.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Flint got the Phoenix core.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Agbor had the letter, and now Munson has his rock.
That's right, that's right.
Munson, you still with us, buddy?
Mine is still closed.
You gotta roll 20, that's for certain.
He's at roll 20, he's muted on here, so I don't know.
He may have fallen asleep.
It's very possible. He has had a day. But that aside,
And I think he said he technically has to be at work in like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Well, he has
yeah,
to wake
that's-
up to go to work in 2
Oh,
hours.
he has to wake up to us.
yeah.
He's in
Oh,
like a different time zone than us, though.
4 hours?
Yeah, so probably 4
Yeah,
hours.
I
Yeah.
think for him it'd be 4 hours, yeah.
So we'll assume that he's taking care of that. But at this time, unless anybody has anything to add, this is what we'll pick up next time.
Nice.
Hey, he's here.
Oh yeah, he's here. He's getting that done. Yeah.
Interesting. He got out of bed.
Champ.
Matt, I know you're big on music, and I found this, and this is definitely a mood.
I like this. It's got like little birds going in the background.
Yeah.
So whose packages do we still have that people don't have opened yet? Like I know I have mine.
Vorik and yours are the ones left.
Alright.